to the Blue and Orange Brunch. And boy, do we have an action-packed show today. Just off the press, Josh Hart responds to Stephen A. criticism against my client, Mikal Bridges. It's going down in a major way. We're going to talk about that. That's hot off the presses. I wasn't even prepared to talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about the narratives, right, that people put on us. And these narratives prove a point about the critics and why they won't let us live. We'll explain that. Mike Brown on the close of doing something major. Something that hasn't been done in 33 years. Of course, we're going to talk about this game tonight. Okay. The Knicks and the Hornets. Should we be concerned? And we're going to talk about something also cool that OG Anunoby has done. And maybe we may also get into some Deuce McBride politics, contracts, etc. We're going to talk about all these things on a very, very important show called The Blue and Orange Brunch. What's good, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan. And I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibe. Tell a friend that we live, man. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the show. You know, it's crazy. I put the outro before the intro. My bad. But look, we here to rock and roll. We got a lot going on today. So, listen, before we get this party started right, we got to smash the like button. It's very important that we consistently continue to get the likes up, all right? So go ahead, take the liberty, and get it out the way now. So that way you don't have to do it later, okay? Smash on that like button, and we still cooking with hot grease. Coming off a great night, great show last night. I'm feeling good. We got a game today, a big game today. We're going to talk about that. Also, while you're at it, you might as well subscribe because we know that in the last 28 days that well over 60+% of you guys are not subscribed. So help us close the gap and subscribe now. Listen, we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. And each time we reach a certain subscriber milestone, we have special giveaways. The first milestone is the 5K giveaway, where we will give away this rookie Jalen Brunson trading card. All you have to do is smash that subscribe button, all right? And you'll be in a chance to win this card. No phone numbers, no emails. All you have to do is subscribe, and you could win this very card here. We will mail it out to you. It's on deck. Big time salute to everybody that's in the chat early. Hopefully you guys are feeling good. Crim's dad with the eyeballs, okay? Mellow Mike, I see you. Zach, what's good? Cleo in the house. Big time salute to all of you guys. Continue to smash that like button so YouTube will know that we are live now. Also, a couple of announcements. I'm trying to get another show in today. And you know, this may be a smoke there's fire night. I'm looking at the calendar. This may be a smoke there's fire night. This game is going to be a good game tonight. And if it's not a good game, who won't it be a good game for? Should we be concerned? Also, I will be going over the MVP donor. Let me just write a note of that. I will be saluting the MVP donors. To all the MVP donors, big time salutes to you guys. And yeah, I'm gonna start this show off right. So here's what I'll do. as we always do every show, we'll go into research mode. Bam. And we're going to start by looking at the previous night scores. All right. So this was Wednesday night. A lot of big games last night. The Pistons held on pretty strong against the Hawks. Unfortunately for them, they got the loss. And we know now it's going to be crickets. Where is Detroit? We don't know. It's a mystery. But nonetheless, they were able to, get the win. Get the loss last night. Jalen Johnson almost had another triple-double. But Jalen Duran, he's on my fantasy team. I'm telling you right now, he is balling. I can't front. He is showing that he is someone who actually can create. He has the propensity to create offense for himself. And I think the more that Durant does that, the better he will be. Like, he could be like a top 5 center if he continues on this train, because he's very young. As far as the Los Angeles Lakers, all right, they lost to the Indiana Pacers. They beat the Indiana Pacers. I was going to say nobody gives a damn about that, but the Lakers are keeping space away from everybody in the West with 47 wins. I think the Lakers got a great chance to hold on to that number 3 seed, but Denver is on their heels. As far as the 76ers and the Bulls, nobody gives a damn about this game. 157 points, that's crazy. I wonder if that's a franchise high. That's a lot of points. And Joel Embiid is back. Now, let me tell y'all something, Detroit. If y'all have to see the Philadelphia 76ers with a healthy Joel Embiid, good luck. Good luck. That's all I got to say to that. The Boston Celtics, they shocked us all, by defeating the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, I did, because remember, we had the Mikal Bridges trial. So I was preparing for the trial. So I kind of was half watching a lot of this game. The Thunder came out strong, but then the Celtics made some key adjustments. This was a big-time win for Boston because now it helps keep separation with us. So we got to win tonight. We got to keep putting the pressure on Boston to win these tough-ass games. Oh, my God. I saw a clip. And by the way, once again, I tried to avoid ESPN with a passion, okay? The only reason why I'm talking about Stephen A. today is because Josh Hart responded. I would not talk about Stephen A. and the ESPN crap, all right? I refuse to. But I'm pretty sure today they probably was, Boston is the greatest thing in the world because they beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man, it's ridiculous. Now, what happens if we beat the Thunder? Do we also become the best team in the East? No? Anyway, just this stupidity. Nonetheless, the Miami Heat beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. As much as we hate Miami, this was actually a good situation for us because it keeps the separation between us and the Cavaliers as the Cavaliers drop, though they do command a strong lead in that 4th spot. All right? And Donovan Mitchell went off with 28 and 6. Wait, hold on. Whoa. I'm wrong. I read that wrong. The Heat smacked the Cavaliers. I'm bugging. My fault. I'm having a Mr. Miyagi chop. My fault. That was a Mr. Miyagi chop moment. I had it right that I thought I had it wrong. Anyway, all right, cool. We keep it pushing. The Spurs blow out the Grizzlies. Nobody gives a damn about that. The Wizards beat the Jazz. Nobody gives a damn about that. The Rockets beat the Timberwolves. This is a big game right here. This was one of the games of the night. And for Minnesota to get this win without Ant-Man, this is major, dog. Because what it's looking like to me, you're probably going to get a Denver, Minnesota first round again. That's going to be fire. Could you imagine the suspense of the Nuggets and the Wolves in the first round? It's going to be a hell of a game. And then you got the Warriors and the Nets. Definitely nobody gives a damn about that game. As far as the Trailblazers and the Bucks, we definitely don't give a damn about that game because Giannis didn't play. And then the Clippers beat the Raptors. This is a big win for the Clippers. Keeps them above 500 where they want to be. They're pretty much locked in the play-in spot behind the Suns. Their goal is to probably try to get that 8th spot. You got the Golden State there. The Suns are going to be in the 7-8 with the Warriors. No, I'm sorry, with the Clippers. The Warriors fell off. I think the Warriors, 9-10 with Portland right now? So the Clippers' goal is to at least stay in the 7-8 game, so that way they have a chance to at least be the 8th seed. But that's all the scores from last night. You know, excuse my Mr. Miyagi moment. My Miyagi chop moment, rather. But tonight, we got some big games. All right. Oh, damn, I got some news about Duke. Will Caleb Forster return? Oh, man. Hopefully, if Caleb Forster returns, man, Duke is definitely going to win. They're already going to win the championship, but now we definitely going to win the championship. Anyway, to take it off of college basketball, bring it back to the NBA. Tonight, our beloved Knicks got a big-time game against the Charlotte Hornets. To all of you guys that's saying, oh, it's Charlotte, it's not a big deal. Okay. You think that. But if you don't notice something off the rip that the Knicks are the underdog in this game, if you don't understand why the Knicks are the underdog in this game, no worries. You're in the right place. I'm going to tell you why. I have two legitimate concerns. It's really one concern, but it's two legitimate concerns for this game. All right? All right. And then, of course, you got the Pistons and the Pelicans. Now, if the Pistons lose this game, this is a very bad loss. Like, the Pistons should eke this game out, but the second night of a back-to-back, I'm hoping my man Jalen Duran plays because he's on my fantasy team, right? Besides that, the Kings and the Magic, nobody gives a damn about this game. So that's all the games for tonight. Only 3 games tonight. I feel cheated, you know, but it's okay because there's less basketball for me to watch. I don't have to watch the Pistons and the Pelicans and the Magic and the Kings. I'm good. So, but that's all for tonight. All right. As we always do, we start off talking about the games of the week. Continue to smash that like button as you enter the show. I do appreciate all of y'all. Uh-oh. Salute to my man, Big Dog Talk Sports. He said, I wouldn't care if Joel Embiid blood pressure is... Yo, you got to stop. Big Dog, you have to stop. But like the video, y'all. I do appreciate the support. All right. I see some good people in the building. My man, True Speaker. Okay. Trump the arrangement. Okay. I see you up in here. All right. Big time salute. So I'm going to start off with I'm going to work my way up. We're going to build. We're talking about that game tonight with the Knicks and the Hornets. I'm going to get to that. We also got to talk about Stephen A. Smith. I'm going to get to that very soon. And Josh Hart, putting him in his place. Salute to Josh Hart off the rip. But I'm going to start off with the narratives, and then I'm going to work my way to Stephen A. Smith. We're going to start off with these false narratives that these guys love to put on the New York Knicks, and I can't stand it. All right? So let me go into research mode. Bam. So the narrative proved that the critics will never let the Knicks be as great as they can be. That is a fact. Let's look at some of the narratives that is presented by Daily Knicks. Knicks can't catch a break with the mainstream media. They're constantly being dissected. With players such as Mikal Bridges. Salute to my client, Mikal Bridges. By the way, if y'all weren't in the building last night to watch the Mikal Bridges day 2 of his trial, I am his attorney. I think that we learned a lot from these last 2 days about Mikal Bridges. And what I'm going to say, if you didn't watch the videos, you need to go back and watch them because, man, I was coming with the heat, man. I was cooking with hot grease. I know it could be difficult to defend my client, especially when you got a guy like Stephen A. Smith filling your heads with a lot of nonsense about Mikal Bridges. And then I got a question for Stephen A. Smith that I'm going to ask, and I know he doesn't know the answer to it. I can't wait to talk about that topic. That's going to be a clip, 100,000%. Literally, that was not a part of my show program. Like a couple of minutes before the show, I said, let me just look. I seen it, listen to the sound bite. I said, I'm about to cook this dude today. So just wait for that Stephen A. rant. Continue to smash that like button while we build up towards that. But I want to talk about these narratives, right? Players like Mikal Bridges, Towns is soft, Towns is zesty, and all these crazy things. Towns don't do this, right? That far outweighs the praise of this team has received. I do think that we get way more hate than praise. That is a fact, 100,000%. Now I'm trying to think, did the league I know why the league put us on TV the most. It's the same as much as the champions. Think about that. The Knicks got the same amount of national TV games as the defending champions. Let that register and sink in. People still don't even know who the hell SGA is. The NBA can't afford to have their best player be someone that no one knows. And you can say the same thing for Jokic. Nobody knows who the hell Jokic is like that. The average person walking down the street don't know who Jokic is. The average person walking down the street, they know who LeBron James is. The average person walking down the street, they know who Kobe Bryant is. The NBA has a branding problem, and I think they're branding the wrong players. But that's a whole nother topic. Nonetheless, they put the Knicks on TV because the Knicks are the face of the league, believe it or not. And now, at first I was like, maybe it's because they want to give us our props. And maybe part of it is that, but I think a lot of it is so we can make a mockery. So because they think that we're going to make a mockery of ourselves, and they want to point to us and laugh at us, and they know that's going to get clicks and views. That's why we're on TV. They doubt us. It's the Knicks. Oh, they haven't won in 50 years. So they want to point out our shortcomings, and that's what they always do. Right? One might understand the approach under normal circumstances, but for it to happen during a 7-game winning streak, once again, a 7-game winning streak, when Detroit was doing what they were doing, nobody gave a damn that they was playing bum-ass teams and teams with injuries. Nobody cares about that. They just said, Detroit, let's go. But when it's the Knicks, the mainstream media, I'm not talking about people and fans. I'm talking about media now, mainstream, right? That pushes us close to the second seed. Everybody has a lot of negativity to say, all right? So we improved our record. All right, we right there with Boston, and the media focuses on the flaws. Stephen A. Smith, right? He said that he no longer has the Knicks making it to the finals. Despite the 7-game win streak. Nobody gives a damn. You know why? Because they're going to go with the narrative that brings the views. You can say whatever you want about me, but I always keep it real. I'm going to give you my exact thought. I'm not going to just say stuff for shock value. I'm also not going to say stuff because I lack information. Because, Stephen A., you are ignorant to a lot of things. And you displayed that today. And I can't wait to get into that article. But he represents the mainstream media and the mentality, because we got the biggest Knicks fan in media trashing us all the time. He started off the season with, the Knicks are going to do that, so da-da-da-da. And 3 losses to Detroit, and now he changed his whole tune. But no one talks about the fact that Boston also lost 3 games to Detroit. No one talks about that. No one talks about Boston's record against the top teams in the league. How the Knicks have a better record than Boston against the top teams in the league. Does that matter? I'm not somebody who puts the regular season up like it's going to matter in the playoffs. I'm not that guy. The regular season is to get us to the playoffs. But just because you beat a team in the regular season, don't think that means you're going to beat them in the playoffs. That's just not the way basketball works. And I think a lot of us forget that. We forget those details. You know what I'm saying? Because we caught up on these narratives. You know, but look at the numbers, man. It's fascinating. But no matter what, you got guys like Stephen A. and all these other guys who I'm not even going to name their names because, 1, they don't need my promotion. But 2, I'm just going to focus on what we're doing over here. And anytime these guys say anything bad about these New York Knicks, you just know I'm going to be here to set the record straight. Because 99.9% of them don't know what the hell they're talking about. The overwhelming majority don't know what the hell they're talking about. Very few of them actually know what the hell they're talking about because very few of them watch the game of basketball. One thing I try not to do, right? I try not to lessen my viewership of basketball. So even though I'm doing more content, I still try to watch as many condensed games as I can. Because I have to be able to talk accurately about teams. Of course, I watch the Knicks every night. And so that gives me a very serious advantage over many of these other people that's on in the media, like a Stephen A. But at the same time, I don't just watch the Knicks. I watch everybody else too. And I do scouting reports on all of them. And, you know, we got to be careful who we listen to, because these guys are in the business of entertainment. And if you're a hardcore sports fan, you can be even a hardcore sports fan can be duped by the rhetoric and the narratives that ESPN spews, or whoever. And it's not just them. All right. And they do got some good people on ESPN. I don't want to make it seem like it's everybody. But the ones that are in the limelight with the biggest voices, yeah, those are the ones that they don't even have time to watch the game. Think about that. They're so busy with their schedule and their work that they don't even have time to watch the game. See, I don't want to get too busy where I can't watch the game and I'm talking about the game. To me, that is counterproductive. But I digress. Let me keep it pushing. I want to talk about Miles McBride really quickly. Then I'm going to get straight into Stephen A. All right. I was going to talk about Mitch today, but I'm going to let Mitch live. I'm going to let him. It wasn't nothing bad, but I'm going to let Mitch live. By the way, I just want to say this for the record too. OG Anunoby recorded his 16th game with 3+ steals. All right. That's the most in the season by a Knicks player since Jason Kidd. Big time salute to my man OG. Just to let y'all know he accomplished that feat. By the way, Jason Kidd, man. Wow. Foster is doubtful. Wow, he's hopeful for the game. That's fire, man. Sorry, stupid. I know. Look, when you see me look into like this direction and I'm downward a little bit, that's where all my notifications come. So all the news I get, it pops up right there. So that's why I look there. So that's why sometimes we break news, because I literally get it, boop, whether it's Shams, whoever it is, boop, it pops right there. Anyway, let me keep it pushing. I want to talk about Deuce for a second, and then I'm gonna get straight to Stephen A. I ain't gonna make y'all wait. Continue to smash it. By the way, continue to smash that like button. All right, very important to the algorithm. We got to get the likes up. We don't have enough likes for the amount of people that's in the building. Remember, we do 100 likes minimum, not to be confused with the matchup maximum. Big time salute to my man Fritz, the NBA economy in the building. Hopefully you having a great day, sir. Great to see you in the building. All right, salute to everybody that's in the chat. Oh God, we got Boston. Oh my God. Continue to smash that like button though. All right, let me get this Deuce article up here. So Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride. Where? Oh, I got it right here. So, you know, the reason why I'm going back to him is because I want us to continue to massage the thought about Deuce McBride, his return, and what's going to happen. Because some of you guys got these favorite Knicks and y'all fans of these guys, and it's cool. I'm not saying there's anything wrong to not have a favorite Knick. That's fine. But some of y'all are a little too concerned with the individual players' benefit over what the team needs. Okay, and I'm a little concerned about that. Like, oh, I think Tyler Kolek should be out there. Why? Why should Tyler Kolek be out there? You have too many 6'1" guys on this team. Why would we add another 6'1" guy to a pot of 6'1", 6'2", 6'3"? Why would we add that to the pot right now? For what? So we could move the ball past. The Knicks have been moving the ball. We've been top 10 in assists, top 20 in assist percentage. I mean, not top 20. We've been top 10 in assists and top 10 in assist percentage in the last 30 games. The ball is moving fine without Kolek. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to y'all. We don't have a ball movement issue. We don't. In fact, I think they passed the goddamn ball too goddamn much. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Either way, this brother Deuce McBride, we talked about him yesterday. And Ian Begley also had to say this. Miles McBride is in the final stages of his rehab from a sports hernia. McBride has been scrimmaging, right? and with the younger players and the coaches. And he should be in the lineup soon. Some speculated that he would be in the lineup for this little road trip. But even if he does not come during the road trip, he still will be here. There's a good chance he could come back the Friday MSG on April 3rd when they host the Bulls. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back during that date. But some speculate that he could actually come back during the road trip. Now, I trust Casey Smith. Big time salute to Casey Smith and the entire training staff. I just hope he's ready to go. Like, even if his shooting is bad, but if he could give us that burst of speed and defense and full court press, I wouldn't mind it. Now, look, here's another thing I want to say. I don't mind having the two little guys together on the floor. I don't mind that. Whether it's Brunson and, oh, wow, there's a fight this weekend. Thurman and Fundora. That's fire. I forgot there was man, it's just too much sport. Anyway, nonetheless, that's boxing. I told you, all my notifications pop here. So when you see me look here, everything in the world pops up there. Anyway, so if we could get Deuce McBride back healthy sooner and he has that burst, I think it will be a positive impact on this team, 100%. Now, you could play the two guys together, okay? Even if you say we want to do Alvarado and Deuce, I don't mind it, but that bumps Clarkson from the rotation. Sorry. Somebody has to get bumped from the rotation. I can't play all of these little guards, yo. It's not a recipe for success. All right, I did my scouting on the Charlotte Hornets. Do you know that every single guard they got is 6'5" and taller? They don't got nobody under 6'5" in their rotation. I'm just letting y'all know that right now. They got a very big team. So if you want to put three guys out there that are all 6'1", good luck. They going to light you up like the 4th of July. I'm just letting you know that right now. Mike Brown has to make a choice. I don't give a damn who it is. It could be Tyler Kolek and Deuce. I wouldn't care. Just make sure those other guys are sitting down on the bench like this. Do you want to know what my pick would be? Once Deuce gets acclimated, I'm playing Clarkson and Deuce. Sorry. And then, yo, I'm going to give Mo Diawara like 10 minutes in the playoffs. All I need from you, Mo, is 10 minutes to just be out there, defend, rebound, be out there just playing smart basketball as smart as you can. Just don't be out there doing reckless stuff. That's what I would say. But I just had to bring this Deuce McBride story to the table. And then before I get to the lines, I'm going to open up the lines in a second. I do got to talk about Stephen A. Smith. I don't even know why. Ah, boy, but I'm doing it's a part of it. Josh Hart is the reason why I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. But before I get there, I do got to let you guys know we're getting down to the final days. All right. That game night, the playoff edition, will be available. Okay. Now, listen, if you're serious about following the postseason, I created something that's just for you. It's called Game Night, the playoff edition. It's a playoff journal where you can track the bracket, write down your predictions, break down each series, and capture the moments that make the playoffs unforgettable. Don't just watch the playoffs, capture it. And you can grab your copy right now. The link is in the description and it's on the screen. Linktree/TheObjectiveFan. Everything is on Linktree/TheObjectiveFan. So you can go there now. I just want to let you know the pre-order is soon to close. That's it. Once it closes, it's done. Also, free shipping. All right. And it's on sale. And it arrives at your door before the playoffs begin. Game Night, the playoff edition. Get it now so you can expand your basketball knowledge beyond the horizon. And I look forward to seeing each one of you guys inside of the 82 Nights Club. All right. So big time salute to everybody who got their pre-orders in. Continue to get them rolling in because that's it. Once I close it, it's done. That's it. We on to the next one, man. All right. So big time salute to everybody in the building. Continue to smash that like button. Now I got to address this guy, Stephen A. Smith. This guy, honestly, man, he's a problem. He's a problem because he spreads misinformation and he presents these false narratives. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of having to clean up his mess. We got people who call up this show. They call up this show and they ask, well, Stephen A. Smith said this. So that must be it, right? No. Stephen A. Smith don't represent Knicks fans. He just doesn't. I'm sorry. But my man Josh Hart, man, salute to him, yo. Got to give Josh Hart the credit on this one. He addressed this guy, and he said what everybody wants to say to Stephen A. Smith, but the difference between us and him is that he's a Knick. We are just fans. So nothing we say will get this far. But Josh Hart says it gets in the post. Josh Hart blasts part-time Knicks fan Stephen A. Smith takedown attempt. Big time salute to Josh Hart. So Hart said he has no time for part-time Stephen A. Smith. And that's what we're going to call him from now on. I don't even think he's part-time. I would say that he's rarely or he's sometime. He sometime watches the Knicks. Maybe if they play on ESPN, I watch them. But when they're on MSG, I don't have time for that. I'm in my private jet flying to another meeting. He don't got time to watch sports, y'all. He don't. He only watches one or two big games. And if he does watch it, then I challenge him to show us his League Pass subscription. I want us to show us his notes. Clearly he doesn't. And I understand because I'm very busy. I could only imagine how busy he is. But one thing I don't allow to happen is I don't allow my schedule to come in the way of me watching the games. It's a very important part of what I do. I have to watch the games. If I don't watch the games, then it's like Superman and kryptonite. Not watching the games is my kryptonite. I have to watch the games. So before I get into the exact quote, let me see if they got the other quote here. Okay, cool. So I actually watched this video. Not that I went to ESPN. I did none of that. Nope. I watched this video because the post quoted Stephen A. Smith. Now, the reason why Josh Hart said and called Stephen A. Smith a part-time fan is because he said Josh Hart needs to be quiet. 7 picks for a dude who can't get you 10 points per game. First off, that statement is cap. That statement is cap. If you're talking about in the last month, okay. But what about the overall year? Mikal Bridges averages way more than 10 PPG. He was at 15.9 before the All-Star break, and then the slump took his scoring down a point. So we seen what Mikal, my client, I did a great job defending him last night, has done. So Stephen A. got on the air. He said this nonsense, but he said, my colleague had to I don't remember who the colleague was. I didn't write the person's name down. My colleague had to remind me about Dante when I said that Jalen Brunson is the reason why Mikal was traded to the. First of all, that's the dumbest take you could ever say. Very few players have the ability to have guys traded and you better bring this guy. Very few players got that response. The Nova Knicks is not because of Jalen Brunson. For the record, it's not because of Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is Mr. Miyagi. He goes with the flow. Now, Did they bring him because they know they had the college connection? Okay. But it's not because Brunson said, I need to play with Josh Hart, I need to play with Dante DiVincenzo, and then I need to play with Cam Reddish. Because his colleague had to remind him that if he had the power to trade for Bridges, then that would also mean he would have the power to keep Dante. Dante was the groomsman at his wedding, not Mikal Bridges. I'm not saying they're not all friends. I'm just saying that you can't say that Brunson is closer to Bridges than Dante. You can't say that. So he had to catch himself with that. Stephen A. Smith, I just want to let you know, this is why I don't just outright disrespect you. I do think that you're the #1 sports commentator from a standpoint that you do a great job telling stories. You're a great storyteller. Doesn't mean the stories are facts, but you do tell some great stories, and you have a way of bringing the narratives to life. The problem is the narratives are not always true. And that is the problem we have with you. In terms of the Knicks Nation, you poorly represent us. Now, I told you guys earlier, I have a question for Stephen A. Smith. It's a very important question because you keep bringing up the 7-6 draft picks, the 5 firsts, the 4 upper. You keep bringing it up. All right? I want to ask you a question, Stephen A. Smith, and it's very important. What are the names of 2 of the players that were drafted already? And if you got something negative to say about Mikal Bridges and the picks, and you still don't know the 2 players that were already drafted, 2 of the picks already conveyed. And you don't even know who those guys are. But you want to get on the mic and spew this dumb rhetoric. At least get a ghostwriter that's smart enough to tell you that, well, these are the 2 guys that were drafted. So, you know, you should at least mention them so you could sound like you know what the hell you're talking about. And that is my problem. Then he says, well, I know that, you know, Jalen Brunson wasn't sitting down with Leon Rose and conspired, but you can't say they didn't do it because of him. They didn't do the deal because of him. Not because Jalen demanded it him. They felt that Mikal Bridges fit their plan. They thought about Wingstop and putting Mikal with OG with Brunson. That was the plan. That's what the thought process was. And then when Hartenstein left, right, we were in a compromising situation. Salute to my man, Joel King. This is why y'all need to subscribe to the chat, because you just never know who's going to call this show. There was a brother by the name of Joel King. He said that Jalen Brunson is his cousin. He said that tomorrow, my cousin, or relative rather, he didn't say if it was his cousin, he said he was his relative, he will sign the $60 million for a year. He said that he will sign that tomorrow. He also said that the Knicks were actively shopping Julius Randle. So why am I bringing this up? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because Stephen A. Smith keeps thinking in his mind that if the Knicks had those picks, they could have had Giannis a year ago. That's cap. This is why I know you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because the Knicks were already looking to make a move. That same summer. You don't think they went out to inquire about the services of all the star players? Because what the brother said on my show was that they were trying to get Devin Booker. They wanted to bring Devin Booker to the Knicks. But Phoenix did not want to trade Devin Booker. This is what he said on the show. Literally 2 months later, or whatever time elapsed, Julius Randle was up out of here for Karl Anthony Towns. They had the picks that summer. They had Randle and all those trade pieces, Dante and whoever. They could have easily put together a package for Giannis. But why do you think Giannis wasn't on the move. The Bucks never had Giannis on the block. It never happened. It never happened. Right? Okay. So let's just start there. Right? Another thing too, right? If you're talking about the year we got Mikal, we could have used those picks. You're talking about 2024 into 2025. You're not talking about 2025 summer. You're talking about 2024 because Mikal trade happened then. So that's the only window you could trade Giannis. Giannis was never on the block. The Bucks never considered trading Giannis. And Giannis never, you want to go back then, Giannis never even made it public that he would be willing to come to New York the way he did last summer. So now you're combining summers to make it like it's the same. Last season when the Knicks talked to the Bucks, the picks were already gone, Stephen A. Smith. But see, you don't know that because you don't pay attention to basketball. You don't. Not the Knicks. You watch the Lakers and all the other teams they put out there. Maybe. I don't know. You got to get the Lakers fans' perspective to see if they feel what Stephen A. Smith. I'm telling you about the Knicks, right? You sound so. I can help you, Stephen A. Smith. All you got to do is have your assistant hit the linktree/TheObjectiveFan. My email is there. info@thisweekinsidethenix. If you want to have real Knicks takes, all you have to do is hire me. I'll be back there like ChatGPT. I'll be back there. No, Stephen A. Smith, say it like this. No, you're wrong. Remember, they were looking to make a move when they traded for Mikal Bridges. You forgot? They were looking to make moves that whole summer. Devin Booker was not available. Giannis for damn sure wasn't available. So they made the move to get better that they felt was to get better. You can't say a whole year later, well, if you didn't trade for Mikal, you would have had Dante. Then the next year you could have got, that's just too much. Now you're adding too much sauce to it. We can only deal in the world and the moments that we have. We can't deal with an imaginary 2005 team that didn't have, 2025 team that didn't have Mikal Bridges. What got me upset with this stupid comment was he's going to sit there and tell Josh Hart to shut up. Pretty much to shut up and play basketball. Huh? And you're a guy who actually talks for a living. You would tell another man to shut up? I don't want to hear you. When this brother is doing, so hold on. So look. This is the narrative they try to, his colleague, was it Michelle Beadle? Or if it wasn't her, my bad. What was the lady that said about the players only meeting from ESPN? What was her name? If y'all remember her name, let me know. The lady who put it out there that the Knicks had a players only meeting. The nonsense that I was the first one to debunk. Me. Hold up. Yeah, hold on. Me, I was the first one to tell y'all. I did the show on it. I swear to God, I did the show on it, and I called it nonsense from day one. This was from the first players only meeting. Forget the one that manifested with ESPN. The first one, I was on the front line like, that's cap. Then Brunson came out and said it wasn't that. Then Josh Hart came out and said it wasn't that. So y'all put out the narrative that the Knicks have issues. Oh, this guy doesn't like that guy. And that guy has a problem with the coach. But the minute Josh Hart stands up for his mans in them, now he has to shut up, according to Stephen A. Smith. Can y'all make that make sense? I told you, I'm giving him that work, man. I'm still cooking with hot grease. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's living in a fantasy world. There was no way to keep the picks and get Giannis. The only time they had the picks and they were looking to make a move was that year. There was no next year. They were trying to get Towns. They were trying to get Devin, but there was a lot of rumors that summer. Giannis was never available. And guess what, Stephen A? He wasn't available last year. The Bucks never wanted to trade Giannis. See, Your homeboy, Mad Dog, or whatever the hell his name is, he gets on live TV. He works with colleagues who are reporters, and he gets on there and says he doesn't believe a report. Could you explain that? The guy on TV where his homeboys, they write reports, and you gonna say, well, because that man who wrote that don't work for your network, I don't believe the reports. And this is the hypocrisy we dealing with from media. You got media people saying they don't believe media. Then you got Stephen A. telling people to shut up when this is what he does for a living. Don't let me see a soundbite of you being upset when a certain politician told a player to shut up and dribble, and that was a big deal. Don't let me find the soundbite of that happening, and now you're saying this about Josh Hart. No, it's that serious for me. Because now when we speak out for each other and show the world that we got each other's back, that's when we have to shut up. Not on my watch, Stephen A. Smith. You're a disappointment, and you don't represent Knicks Nation. And the homeboy Josh Hart was right. Big time salute to Josh Hart. Now, since I gave y'all all that context, now you're going to see why I'm happy. Because Josh Hart, he blasts Stephen A. with the part-time Knicks fan, right? For me, Stephen A. Smith, as a part-time Knicks fan, needs to shut the hell up. And you know what? That's a fitting response because he pretty much told Josh Hart the same thing. He told Josh Hart to shut up. I don't want to hear you talk. Okay, so since you telling me shut up, I'm going to tell you to shut the hell up. I love the energy. He barely knows the guys on that. He barely knows the guys that's on the team. That's fact. He don't know who's on the team. That's why when they saw Stephen A. Smith in the postseason, how many of you guys remember when they saw Stephen A. Smith and Jalen Brunson was giving him the mean eye? And then Stephen A. was like, oh, trying to cop please. They don't like you, Stephen A. I guarantee you I won't have a relationship like that with the players because I never say players are trash. I never say they bums. I never say they bust. I'm a player appreciator. I don't got to do that. Yes, if you playing bad, I'm going to let you know you're playing bad. But I never say players are trash. I don't need to do that. I don't ever trash the players. I trash the organization. See, my mind is on the bigger picture. Why would I hate Tyrese Halliburton when I could just hate the Indiana Pacers? Because tomorrow, Tyrese Halliburton could be a Knick. And all that disdain you had for him, okay? Now you got to cheer for him. That's why Mellow Mike talking about he won't even get a Giannis Antetokounmpo jersey. He has all this hate in his heart for Giannis. I don't know why. I don't know what he did to him. I go after the institutions. That's how I get down. Yeah, I don't rock with Indiana. I don't rock with Pat Riley in Miami. He the owner over there. I don't rock with them. Don't like him. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith is a joke, though. I applaud Josh Hart. I need Josh Hart to be quiet. This is the exact quote. Basically telling Josh Hart to shut the hell up. I need Josh Hart to be quiet and sit down. The only time I want, did he even add it on to it? I didn't even add this part. The only time I want you standing up and talking is when you're playing. That is highly disrespectful. Stephen A., you might as well go be a Nets fan. Go with Max Kellerman over there. Go with your boy Max to the Nets. We don't want you a part of Knicks Nation. I'm officially putting in Stephen A. Smith's, this is his resignation right here, as a Knicks fan. You're no longer a Knicks fan at all. You're not a part-time Knicks fan. You're not a sometime Knicks fans. We don't want to see you cheering for us, Stephen A. Smith. We really don't. You don't know what the hell you're talking about when it comes to the Knicks. You do not represent Knicks Nation. And I'm going to land my plane on that. Continue to smash that like button, though, y'all. It's very important. I'm cooking with hot grease, and we just getting started. We are just getting started. Smash that like button. Damn, I might have to change the name of the live to this Stephen A. Smith work, but I'm going to put out this clip as soon as this show's over. That clip is dropping. I can't believe it. Because I didn't even see the other. All right, let me tell you something. Continue smashing that like button, though. as we cook, though. We got it. The likes are not enough. We got to continue to get the likes up. It's very important. All right? You feeling the content? I do this every day, twice a day. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We have subscriber giveaways. This channel is popping. It's fly. All you have to do is support by smashing the like button. I do appreciate you guys, man. All right? I do appreciate you guys. Now, really quickly, before I get to the lines, right, you guys could call up. All right? The lines are open. If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. But before I get to the calls, I got to salute some of the great people who support this channel, because on this channel, we show love to those who show love to us. I spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. That's the way I came up. I got to give a big time salute to my man AP. Big time salute to my man J-Tap. All right, J-Tap, OKF Nation Plus. Of course, my man BS210258. He's mad at me though. That's my man. He mad because I beat him in the fantasy league. Salute to my man LD. I appreciate you, LD. My man Mellow Mike. Big time salute to you, Mellow Mike. Let the Giannis hate go. Still my man's in them. Mellow Mike is also our Westchester Knicks correspondent. Big time salute to my man Mr. Knicks 101. Do appreciate you. All right. My man, the New York Demon. All right. And my man Tugboat Taylor. OKF Nation Plus. Mr. No Clock. Tugboat Taylor. Also, my cash app is my man Lawrence from St. John's. Me and him got an interesting bet on this Duke St. John's game. My man Ty, of course. Yo, Ty and Rock, they are the two callback kings. Big time salute to them. My man Sean. Of course, Khalil. Khalil, man, that dude is a super MVP. OKF Nation. I always appreciate you, Khalil. And he's missing the no clock Khalil as well. And my man Marlon. Big time salute to you. As far as the channel members, my man, I'm not sure if there's a male or female. I gotta see, because when I see the names, the female audience is growing around here. So I gotta be cognizant when I see a person's name. It don't always have to be a male. It could be a female. So matter of opinion, big time salute to you. Welcome to OKF Nation Plus. If you ever call, let me know, because you do have no clock status. Big time salute to that ship has sailed. Hopefully he ain't talking about the Knicks championship hold. Oh, Teddy Saunders. All right. Kim. Big time salute to Kim. All right. No Capology. And we're gods with amnesia. I like that name. That's fire. Salute to everybody for supporting the show, man. All right. So the phone lines are open. All you guys have to do is call up 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. We talking about the game tonight. Stephen A, Deuce McBride. Who else were you talking about? Oh God, forgot to talk. Did I forget to add the? Man, this topic keeps. I'm gonna try to slip in the topic on how this new news holds us back from the NBA. My bad. I keep forgetting that topic. Sometimes topics just slip by the wayside. You get my man number 9. Number 9, where we going, man? This is a Knicks show today. Where we going, man?
It's a Knicks show today.
It's a Knicks show today. But anybody's allowed to call up. What's up?
I'll be talking about the Knicks.
You good? I don't know your angle. Where we going?
Right. That's the thing about it. But see, this is what I noticed watching you and watching your show. You like to give body blows to the Pistons fans, but you never point. It's always the hypocrisy being a Knicks fan. Now, I noticed watching all this time, I ain't hear you one time say anything about that easy-ass 7-game schedule y'all just had with these 7 wins. Y'all ain't played nothing but non-playoff, non-play-in teams. But everybody, we on a 7-game winning streak. And we ain't highlighted how the Knicks been down double-digit leads in all those games and how y'all barely pulling off wins. But when I hear you talk about the Pistons, They lost to the Hawks last night. They ain't gonna talk about that though. We that's a plan.
But to keep it real though, you lucky I am not the guy who goes through your entire wins and points out all the times you beat teams without stars, you beat injured teams. Don't make me go through your resume and pull that
And
up.
we've also been healthy. See, the way you speak about the Pistons is as if we've got the best record in the East by just beating bad teams and just beating injured teams. As if we ain't beat the Lakers twice. But when y'all lose to the Lakers, it's not highlighted though.
Well, we split games with the Lakers, just to let you know.
Okay, but y'all still lost to them. Now y'all play the Hornets tonight. Now you gonna get that test of an actual play-in/playoff game, and we gonna see what that energy is at the y'all finally. But you ain't highlighted this. This was one of the this probably the easiest 77 game stretch between all 30 teams in the NBA y'all just had. Is that not? Literally,
I don't think so.
Y'all
There's
ain't
some
played
teams that have
nothing but trash, and y'all been struggling against trash. Winning off a game, winning off of 2 field goals with it coming down to
I know you're not talking when the Pistons, y'all brag about being the second most single-digit wins.
See, that's the thing about it. When other people call it, they're getting their stuff off, and you ain't giving the
your time. You good? You got another minute.
Okay, I just want to make that clear because you cutting into my my cook time. This is my cooking time.
I'm not gonna say nothing for the rest of the call. I'm gonna address you when you get off. Let's go.
You cut into my cooking time, and yeah, I've been seeing his hypocrisy with these piston body blows. You'll point out that these regular season wins don't matter, but then you'll point out who we playing in the regular season. And then when y'all get to the playoffs, y'all got to play the exact same teams we got to play. Y'all got the same threats we got to play. So when you just brought up Philly, you said, the Pistons might have a problem with Joel Embiid. They getting help. The Knicks ain't going to have that same problem. But what are you basing it on? Regular season victory. Oh, okay.
No,
okay. So
we went 2-2 to be honest
pose
with the
the same threat that they posed to the Pistons. A healthy Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, and crew.
We got the team that's built to cook them, and we cook them. We gonna put them in the grill. Y'all, however, haven't won the playoff series, so I have no faith in y'all.
We keep highlighting the playoff series.
Thank you, number 9.
And then I gotta highlight that y'all ain't been to the final since the 2000. But
I gave you an extra minute, brother. It's time to go. I do appreciate you. You came on your Detroit energy. I'm gonna squash it. I'm just letting you know that. Big time.
Okay.
All right. Man, I don't want to hear the Pistons talk about win schedules and streaks. They always are beating teams that's not healthy. Every time. Most of their wins against Boston, no Tatum. You could go down the list. That's why I don't do that no more. A win is a win. Don't try to take my credit away. Don't try to take don't try to change my narrative because you're upset with the NBA for giving us easy games. We had one of the toughest schedules in the middle of the season. We went through a gauntlet. Before this, do you know who we played? San Antonio. Wait, it was San Antonio on that stretch. It was Denver. It was the LA teams, OKC, Toronto, and I can't remember the other team. Was it San Antonio? Might have been San Antonio. We went through the gauntlet. So we better get some easy-ass games after that. Come on, man. What the hell are we talking about, man? Keep the calls coming. New York City energy in the building, man. Where we going, man? LB, because Detroit, I don't understand what the hell he was talking about. But where we going, family? Can you hear me? Hold on. Let me make sure hold on. Let me get my brother. LB, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hold on. Not sure what's going on with the line. LB, are you there? Can you hear me? Damn, I might have missed this call. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. All right, let me try. Hey, Moses, what's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, Moses? I gotta get this New York City energy off, man. Detroit trying to ruin the vibes. Where we going?
Yeah, man, but man, I'm not worried about Detroit, man. Like they're gonna get smoked in the first round, second round anyway. You understand? On cooking. I'm not worried about that. You understand? Because I don't think Detroit got enough to go to the Eastern Conference. Okay, I keep
Right.
telling you this. So, anyways, I don't really care. Let's talk about what you're talking about. First off, I don't say I hate Stephen A, but Stephen A needs to understand he's not the one on the court playing ball. Okay, so I mean, at the end of the day, Josh Hart can say whatever you want to say because he's on the playing ball, not Stephen A. All right, so. Oh, but other than that, I mean, what's your thoughts on? I hope we get the second seed, man. It's still possible. Like Boston
Yeah,
gotta
we right
lose
there.
one.
We
We gotta
gonna get the second seed.
yeah, like
We
like
good.
Boston gotta lose. Boston gotta lose one, and we gotta win one, and we gotta continue to win. You understand?
Yeah, it's
And
going to happen. They're gonna lose.
okay, now like when the postseason comes, right?
Mhm.
I mean, bro, we better get to the NBA Finals. We better get to the NBA Finals. I'm telling you that right now. No excuses. I don't want to get eliminated the second round, third round. I want to touch that NBA Finals court. You understand?
Yeah.
And hopefully we win. Now, if we win, chances are we keep. But now, if we get bounced out the playoff, then, bruh, chances are we're gonna have to make a trade. I mean, so now, what you was hearing about the Miles McBride?
Oh yeah, he's getting close. There's a good chance he'll return on April 3rd, which is the Friday. That's what Ian
I wouldn't
Begley.
rush it.
No.
Again, I wouldn't rush it. You understand? Because I want him to be healthy as healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, Moses, you very low. I'm not sure if you
Yo, can you
got,
hear me?
yeah, a little bit better. Because I'm not sure
Yeah,
if you're
yeah.
on Bluetooth or something. It's kind of low.
Yeah. You hear me now, right?
Yeah, it's a little low, but go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said, man. Like again, like we better get like you said. Miles McBride might be 100% by playoff time.
That's the goal.
Well,
I can't guarantee that. I hope.
well, this is why for now, Clarkson and Kolick and some other guy on the bench got to step up. You understand? You got to have your
Yeah.
backup weapons ready. So when you understand, because that's what makes the team keep going.
Right. Big time. I appreciate you, Moses, man. Thank you for the
Yeah.
call, brother. All right. Yeah, his audio wasn't the greatest. Hold on. Yeah, when y'all call up, no headphones. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it comes in choppy and hold on, let me get my man Marlon on the line. If I miss your call, I am calling back. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. All right, call me back, Marlon. It's one of my MVP donors right there. Hold on, let me get my man Juan in the building.
Come on, man.
Hey, what's going on, Juan?
What's good, bro?
Hey, man. Yo, we cooking with hot grease. Stephen A. Smith bugging right now.
Yeah.
What say you?
Man, I don't know what he said. What he said?
Man, he told Josh Hart he don't want to hear him. All he needs to do is sit down, and the only time he could talk is when he's playing basketball.
Oh, please. Listen, I just want to see the Knicks do good. So,
How do you feel about the game tonight?
I feel good. I mean, we were on this win streak. I don't know what the other guy was talking about because there was 2 blowouts there. So I don't know what he's talking about.
He's just an angry Detroit Pistons wannabe Knick fan kind of dude. Don't worry about it.
People just talk to be talking. No, I mean, the season's been up and down, but the thing that makes me feel good is our bench is strong. The only thing I wish the Knicks had did and consolidated some of these guards and got
That's a
another
fact.
6'9" guy, like 6'8", 6'9"
Thank you.
guy. Because we need.
Yep.
That's the biggest weakness I see with the Knicks is the
Big
It's the
time.
size. Outside of Modi's are good, but we could, use at least one more big wing out there. But I mean, I feel good about the Knicks' chances still, though. Like when everything's
Right.
running and the ball's moving, I just see a great team. It's just I don't want them to get reliant too much on Brunson, because people say, well, the ball moves better when he's not there. But it's just like also they have a tendency to just like, you do your thing, Brunson. Like people want to blame
Well, I
Brunson
mean,
all the time.
what they got to say, what they have to say, is it based on stats? Do the numbers show that? Because we could see that.
Right.
It's a such thing called on-off. Let's go pull that up. But anyway, go ahead. It does move slightly better because you don't have the level of scorer that Brunson is on the floor. So, of course, guys are going to be looking to pass it more, but the ball moves great with Brunson.
Yeah, I see he had a game with like 11 assists recently.
Yeah. He's averaging like 9-point assists in like the last 12 games or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's balling.
If you're not moving the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely dishing it.
Yeah. So I just want to see Cat get more involved. See more of. Looks like he's starting to hit his three more, which is good because we need that, inside outside threat.
Right. Yep. 100%. That's important.
The Hornets. I don't think any. It's the professional leagues. Every team could beat you any given night, but you don't want to sleep on nobody. But it should be a eight game win streak tonight. You know what I mean?
I think that's a fair statement. That's a very fair statement. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So I'm not too worried. Wait, is the Hornets tonight? I saw the Hawks was up.
No, it's the Hornets.
The Hornets. Okay, there must be a game after that.
Same vibe. Same vibe. Except with more threes. But I appreciate you though, Juan.
Yeah. So I want to see. I want to see them pick up. Maybe they're just saving the assets for the offseason to get Giannis. That could be it too.
Hey, we'll see. And we'll be here to talk about it, man. I do appreciate you, Juan. I'm going to talk to you later.
You already know. Hey, how do we get that no time limit? I just saw there's a no time limit thing. What
you got to join. You got to join OKF Nation Plus.
Okay. Bet.
Mm-hmm. All right, bet. What's good, Tugboat Taylor?
What's going on, man?
Mr. No Clock, man. How you feeling, family?
I'm feeling good, man. How about yourself?
Hey, yo, I'm feeling great, man. It's game day. This is a real game tonight.
Yeah.
This is a real game. Okay.
Yeah. I know you see Vegas got us losing.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna talk about that.
That's interesting. Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I see why. But it doesn't mean we're gonna lose, but I see why. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm interested to hear your take on that. Yeah, just as far as the Stephen A, it's like the shut up and dribble thing. I can understand. I could slightly understand where he's coming from. I don't agree with it at all, but I could slightly give him some empathy on it if Josh Hart just like tweeted it out the blue or something like that. He was asked by sports media after the game. He was asked a question and he gave an answer.
Bingo.
So what's the issue? Where's you need to shut up, because that's Stephen A's job. If he asked the player a question and they didn't answer, he'd be just as upset. So is it you're not giving an answer I want you to give, so you need to shut up? Or
that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, because it's like on Stephen A's behalf, nobody asked you.
Exactly.
At least Josh was asked the question. Nobody asked you.
Right.
So why do you even feel like your 2 cents is even needed on this subject?
And the funny thing is, if he would have said nothing, there'll be no shows, nothing about him. He could have just kept it pushing.
He could have just kept it pushing, but if it bleeds, it leads. So I get it, but at the same time, it's like, nobody asked you, but they asked Josh Hart a question, so I don't see why it's a shut up and dribble if sports media asked this man a question.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I had on that. I just thought it was just asinine, just silly.
Okay. All right, man. Listen, whatever you need to do, you know the vibes, man. I appreciate you and your support, brother.
All right, man. Likewise, bro.
Big time.
All right.
By the way, I'm glad that was a great question by Juan. How you get no clock status? Salute to Cleo because she says you never promote the membership. You should. I'm like, it's a lot. But one of the perks of joining OKF, you got OKF Nation, and then you have OKF Nation Plus. The people who are OKF Nation Plus, they get the no clock status. Right? That's something that I recently added. And then also like, you also get a callback as well. And you can donate your callback for the record. All right. Big time salute to LB. What's good? I thought I had you earlier, but I don't know. Something happened with the phone. What's good, family?
Yeah, I finally got in. I don't know what was going on.
I thought I answered it. I'm like, LB. And then I don't know. But we here now.
To your voicemail. I was like, huh?
Let's go.
Like, okay,
no, I get a lot of calls.
Yeah.
I do get a lot of calls, but I'm saying I thought I answered you and it didn't go through. But where are we going today?
Okay, let me get the Pistons fans that called up earlier out the way. I got to get him out of here just like the last time I called.
Yeah, get him out of here.
All these teams that we haven't lost to in years, y'all lost to already, like Wizards and the Brooklyn Nets, and you had most of your team there. So I don't even want to hear that garbage. A lot of the teams that y'all beat up on already, most of them never had their players playing like that. It's like, come on. Now, number two, you want to focus on our easy schedule. We finally got an easy schedule going towards the end of the season. Meanwhile, y'all had y'all's already like a month ago. Like, what are y'all talking about? You win the Celtics.
Bingo.
What are you talking about? It's like
nonsense, bro.
And it's all Stephen A. Like, come on, man. We all know he's a fraudulent fan, and I wish somebody on that panel at ESPN addresses that, because I know they see it for all these years, and they never asked them about Knicks fans not accepting you as a Knicks fan. But none of them never bring it up. The main one I expect to bring it up was Kendrick Perkins, at least.
Right. And you know what? Kendrick is one of the ones that I think really watches basketball. I respect him.
Yeah, he normally has good. I'll say he has better taste than everybody.
Right, because he really watches. That's why he watches.
Yeah, and then other than him, did you see the hater Chandler Parsons?
No, I don't pay attention to. I don't pay attention to none of them. So you can let me know.
Oh, this fool turned around and said something about he'll not be surprised if we end up playing the Hawks the first round or knock us out the first round.
Oh yeah, he don't know what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about either. It's
just because you played in the league, that don't mean you know that. You got to watch the games.
I don't know what this is why mainstream media is trash. This is why.
Yeah, it's trash.
Say anything.
Yeah,
it's only like a small handful of people that's actually like know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
But and as far as Charlotte, we haven't lost to them since 2022. So I'm not even like, what do you mean tested? Like, what is this test that y'all are talking about?
They're another Detroit. No. Hold on. I gotta slow it down. No, they are I gotta catch myself. Hold on. They are a different team. They put it like this. They're like Detroit from last year. Out of nowhere, just switch flip, different team. They're 22-4 in their last 26 games. They're a different team. Like, no, seriously. They could play. Trust me, I watched them. No, listen, I watched 10 games. If they were Fugazi, I would let you know. They're not Fugazi. They could play.
No, I know what they are. I know I've been watching too. I just saying when it comes to us, they not messing with us.
Oh, yeah. They're not going to beat us in those series. Nah, that ain't happening.
The rest of y'all teams, yeah. Like some of y'all.
Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got you.
Like Kobe White and all that. Like, yeah, that's cool. Whoop them on the Bulls. We can whoop them on the Charlotte or whatever if y'all really care that much.
Yeah. Even if they win tonight, they're not beating us in those series. I know they're going to run with it. Oh, man, if the Hornets and the Knicks meet, they're going to beat them.
That's the one thing I'm happy about, though. I'm glad the number one seed is clinched with Detroit. And I'm glad where Charlotte is at because no matter what they do, they can only go to the 8th seed in the play-in tournament, so y'all can get bounced up at the first round.
Bingo.
I want that matchup anyway because of what happened earlier this season.
Mm-hmm.
So
right, big time, LB. I appreciate you, though, family.
all
right. My man LB, he always has good calls. Damn, it's just a lot of people in the queue. Marlon, call back if you're listening. I tried to get you. I'm not sure what happened. If you called, I am calling back. So 646-995-8389. Yeah, I just had to roast. Yo, if you missed it, I had to get on your boy Stephen A. Smith. He was out of his goddamn mind. Uh-oh, Ty, what's good, family?
Hey, what's up, fam? Good day to you. Good day to you.
One of the MVP donors, man. I appreciate you, man. All your support, man. Where we going?
Fam, always. Nah, man, just talking about, a couple of the topics you have going on, man. For one, Charlotte is a trap game. It's one of the last trap games we have of the year. We gotta get this done. We gotta take them serious. But I don't want to take us too serious where something end up happening where somebody get injured. I don't know why. I don't like funky games like this. But at the end of the day, because Boston won last night, we gotta play them for real. So they are a trap game. So we gotta take them seriously. And a team like that, you don't want to give them confidence throughout the game, especially in the first half, because it's gonna be a long night. So we gotta start off right with them, man. We have to.
Yeah.
JB looked like he got his legs back. Mikal looked like he got his legs back. So Charlotte gonna be a little tough, but I think we're gonna pull it out in the end. And the other thing is Stephen A.
Oh God.
You guys can't let him do this, man. Y'all letting him get up. Listen, first of all, Stephen A. gets paid over $10 million per year to do what he's doing right now, and that's
20 million. 20 million.
20 million. See, there we go. All right, and his job is to get under our skin, ruffle the feathers, with the top market, and that is New York. So he has to do it. He's gonna talk. He's gonna make claims. He has to, because that's what he's getting paid for. We gotta look at him as who he is, just somebody who, he gets paid to talk. He gets paid to ruffle feathers. He gets paid to argue. When it comes to him and Josh Hart, that was perfect for him. It's a segue for him to talk about it on his show. So you can't get too high with him. You can't get too low with Steven. Personally, I really don't care, because that's what he's doing. That's his job. He's in the number one major market in the world, so to speak. So, and I mean by that, I'm just talking about he's from New York. He done worked, career in Philly. Now he's up here sitting on national television talking what he talk. So let's not get bent out of shape with him, man. I mean, he shouldn't address Josh Hart like that. He reminded me of one of them racist owners who said, just shut up and dribble the ball. That's the part that's alarming. And see, Stephen A. always want to have kickback when somebody calling him Uncle Tom or spooked by, but fam, you are who you are. You know what I'm saying? And money only make you more of who you really are. So you're sitting up here, you seem like you came from a disfortunate family, which you did, that's fine. But to me, if you did, you would come back. You seem like you would get this and be humbled and know where your beginnings are. You went to Winston-Salem. Like, come on, bro. And then you're sitting there acting like you went to some, Harvard, Ivy. Like, come on, bro. You got to stop this shit, man. You're getting up here.
Ty, really quickly, I respect what you're saying, right? About what he's doing. I know it's intentional, but can I get some views too? Can I get some views too? I got to address it.
Let me tell you something. Where you going, Karan? What you're doing is not being done. See, quiet is kept. So you bubble quietly, then you blow. People are watching you. They're not subscribing. They're not hitting because they're watching you and they want to get on your show. You're gonna take off. You're doing a show that nobody else is doing. Everybody else want to talk. You allowing us, the fans who have the real voice, to have a voice, bro.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you never know, because I can tell you, all you got to do is say his name a few times, and your follows, we spin that thing through our algorithm, he gonna respond to you. and there you go.
I can't wait for the day.
Yeah,
because he says, but Ty, look, he said he want to debate. Ooh, I'm the right one for that, Stephen A.
But
you want to debate?
He don't want to debate nobody who's knowledgeable. Everybody that was knowledgeable, he got him. Max Kellerman, he got him off of that. Shannon Sharp, like everybody that's knowledgeable, he get them off of it. Jalen Rose, he get them off when you're knowledgeable about it. He wants you to be a yes man to him, and nobody doing that. Nobody doing that.
I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that for sure.
We coming to take your position or put you on your back pockets. Sit down and hear and listen to what the real New York Knicks fans got to say.
Bingo.
Because we don't like the way you representing us on the main stage.
Listen, I'm willing. But Ty, look, really quick before we go, I'm willing to contract for him. I'll be his ghostwriter. He'll have the best Knicks takes ever.
He's scared of that. He don't want you. He never want to extend an olive branch or set a bridge for anybody that's his contempt. He don't. He needs people up under him. That's why he get former athletes who he never really had beef with to come on the show. You're never gonna see people who call them out be up on that show like that. He's not gonna do it.
Good point. He's not gonna. But I appreciate you, Todd, man. All your support, man. MVP donor, man.
Of course,
big time salute.
Peace.
All right. That's my man Ty. He's the #1 callback. Him and Rock, man, one night they was just calling back. I'm like, damn, what are we doing? I don't mind it because I love talking basketball, especially late night. Hold on. I see you, D from LA. Hold on. It's a lot of people up in here. I got to get the ladies up in here, though. Got to hear what the ladies have to say. Angie, hopefully you can answer. On the OKF Nation. Uh-oh, Angie in the building.
Hey there, Koran. How you doing?
I'm good. Hopefully you doing well. It's a pleasure to hear your voice. I'm curious to see where we going today. So many directions.
I tell you, I'm going to do this. Because I don't know if you know, but I actually live in Charlotte.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's this real buzz going on because, yeah, I have no concerns that they're going to beat us in a 7-game series.
No.
But that ain't even a thought. But this is what I'm watching tonight. They're coming out. They're coming out from the tip off. You know, they have embraced this dog type of mentality that has this city kind of like, I mean, you got the Charlotte Hornet flags all over Charlotte now. And I usually go to the Knick game. I'm actually on my way to an event, so I can't go tonight. But typically when I go there, the whole arena is Knicks. So it's going to be interesting how that shifts because they've been pretty much selling out lately since they've been on this hot roll. So for me tonight, I want to see the mentality of the Knicks because going into the playoffs is really not about Charlotte. It's really about have the Knicks finally got it that everybody's coming for you.
Right.
Everybody's coming for you, and Charlotte is trying to get that 8th seed. They trying to get that 7th or 8th seed because so they coming out to play from the tip. So this is not one of them games where you know how we do sometimes. We want to come out and slow roll it. This ain't the night to do it. And so I'm not really that concerned about the win or the loss. I'm concerned tonight about what mentality of the Knicks are we going to see tonight. Knowing this team is coming for that 7th spot and they hungry, they're on a roll. These young black coaches they got, I don't even know their name, but they have sense of vision, cast of the vision, I should say, and they have embraced it. I mean, I haven't even seen LaMelo. Nobody even really talks about LaMelo in Charlotte like they used to because it's about, that kid from Duke. He ain't no
it's
joke.
his team. It's his team.
He ain't no joke. And then you got Bridges. You can't forget about Bridges. You sleep on Bridges
is nice.
if you want to, right? And then they got all these other players, right, that know their roles. And so tonight is a big game for Charlotte. Maybe not necessarily for the Knicks, but for Charlotte is. And so for me, I think it's really about how do we embrace the mentality that we need going into the playoffs using this Charlotte game tonight. I do not want to see them come out, slow rolling it and think they're going to pick it up in the 3rd, 4th quarter. That's not a good sign going into the playoffs. That's what I'm looking at tonight, because I know it's going to be on blast here in Charlotte. They're waiting for the Knicks.
This is the call of the day. You have the call of the day thus far. Great message, and thank you for giving us the Charlotte perspective of what the people down there are thinking. I got a lot of family down there, so I wouldn't be surprised if we know somebody that you know somebody. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, yeah. It's so many New Yorkers in Charlotte. It's crazy.
No, not my family from the South. My family from the South.
Okay, mine too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but big time salute, Angie. I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Hit those
call.
likes. Stop eating and hit those likes, everybody.
You got to get the likes up. Thank you, Angie. That's a great segue.
All right. You be blessed. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, that's OKF Nation right there. Knicks Tape Madness Discord server. Hey, look, we got to get the likes up. You heard Angie. We got to get the likes up. We cooking with hot grease. Look, you getting the inside track to how the Charlotte people, the fans in Charlotte are thinking. This is a big game for them. And I know that because I heard them talking about the Knick game on their broadcast when I'm watching the other games that I watch. I had to watch maybe at least 8 Charlotte Hornet games. Yeah. See, that's how I get down. I know Stephen A. can't do that. I know he's super busy, and I wouldn't expect him to do what I do. But I watch 8 Charlotte Hornet games. Yeah, that's what I do. So I'm not just talking about Charlotte from a box score. All right, I actually watch the games. I notice the patterns. So when I get on here and I talk, is because I've seen them do it multiple times. And then I do so much scouting for other teams, they come up in my other scouting reports. So I'm really watching more than that. This is how covering one team, you could cover the entire NBA. I don't want to give out too much of my secrets because I know they listening, but it doesn't matter. You could know what I do, but you can't do what I do. How about that? Let me get Figgy on the line. Got to get some of the ladies in the house. D, I'm coming to you, all right? I promise. 646-995-8389. If I miss your call, I will call back. Uh-oh. L Figgy, where we going? Where we going?
Good.
My hands are up.
What's good, Karan? What's good? Okay, yeah. Let's go.
Big time salute. I'm in the bank with my hands up. Where we going, Figgy?
Just to address the Stephen A, because he was taking up a lot of the chat, what was going on with Stephen A. Smith. Look, guys, Stephen A. Smith, he's not a Knicks fan. That's not a Knicks fan.
Right.
First
100%.
and foremost. When he starts with his orange and blue skies, that's all pomp and circumstance. He's just out there trying to look good, trying to act like he's down with the Knicks, because the Knicks are NBA royalty. We know this. It doesn't matter if we haven't won a championship since 1973.
Right.
A good Knicks team is good for the league. It gets people hyped. It gets viewership up. Everything is nicer when the Knicks are playing in the finals or even in the playoffs. And if they get to the finals, that's going to feed the league for years. Now, this is the same man that said Jalen Brunson isn't a marquee player, gave a 0 chance against the Celtics last year. His takes are always bad.
Right. Come on. But look, Figgy, really quick. I did not want to talk about, do you understand that I did not want to talk about this guy? Yesterday, I saw the clip with him having the confidence. I didn't watch it. So I avoided watching him. I'm doing my Knicks research. That's how this came up. Then I seen Josh Hart tells him to shut the hell up. I said, where is this? And then that's when I seen the clip and all of that. Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, Karan, this is why I love Josh Hart, man. This is why I love him. He gets it. He gets New York. Round of applause for Josh Hart. Yes.
100%.
This is why I love this guy. He's a locker room guy. He's got your back. You know that Josh Hart, it goes beyond the fact that they played together in college. It goes beyond that. I think Josh Hart would do this for anybody on the team because that's how he is. You could see it in him.
Bingo. 100%. 100%.
And and to kind of piggyback off the caller, the guy you had before, by the way, fire call, Angie. That was great. Loved it.
Fire.
I love to see my fellow female Knicks fans out there. It's beautiful.
Yep.
Absolutely. But the guy before mentioned Big Perk. And I just want to address this real quick. Big Perk actually knows what he's talking about. If anybody, Where did he play college, Karan? Do you remember? He
I
didn't.
don't remember.
He went straight from high school into the league.
Oh, he did go from high school. Damn, he old as. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that because I'm
No,
old
no.
too. Anyway, my bad. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm throwing myself under the. My bad. And to everybody else, I'm sorry. I'm just because I'm just saying. You know how long ago that was? You had to go from high school. That was over 20 years ago. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But this is a man that when you listen to Big Perk talk, he's a man who knows basketball. It's not only about playing in the league. To go from high school to the NBA, does anybody realize how difficult that is? His basketball IQ at a very young age, his maturity, his basketball IQ was at a very high level. So when he talks about the Knicks or anybody, that's the voice of reason.
Yep. He watches the game. Figgy, that's the only that you just said too, the basketball IQ, all that helps, right? That's something that a lot of former players have the advantage of because they know the game. The problem is they don't watch the game, and then some of them don't know how to talk. That's a whole nother part that I don't even want to get to. But he's one of the guys that knows how to talk, has the IQ, and watches the game. He's dangerous. You don't want to debate
100.
Perk. I'm just letting you know. You don't want to debate.
No.
Trust me.
No, 100%. And I saw him the other day defending, not necessarily defending Mikal. He was kind of admitting, yeah, he's been off, whatever. But he said, you can't keep talking about these draft picks. It is not because Stephen A's trying to blame Jalen Brunson for that, and Big Perk's like, Jalen Brunson's not in the front. He's not in the front office, man. What are you talking about?
Oh God, Figgy. It don't make no sense. But Figgy, his groomsman gets traded the same summer. The guy, his brother, the groomsman at his wedding is gone. How do you explain that?
And not just that, his godfather, Thibs, just got fired.
Right. Bingo.
You think that Jalen is over here running the show? Jalen is captain of this team in terms of carrying the Knicks on his back when we need a clutch shot. He's the clutch. I mean, I don't want to curse, but he's just the clutch. He's just the best clutch guy. When we need a bucket, when we need a timely three, whatever it is to propel us into, if it's against the Pistons, if it's against whomever, Jalen Brunson's your guy, and that's why he's the captain. But he is not in the front office. Come on, man.
Yo, Figgy, fire call. I knew you and Angie back-to-back calls were going to be fire. I appreciate you 100%. Great call. I'm just glad that my hands are not up in the bank right now because you were cooking. I'll be good. I'll be done. I appreciate you, Figgy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Karan. Let's go. Let's win. Let's get this win tonight, guys. Bingo. Let's go. All right. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. The ladies, when they call up, I don't got ladies that just like to watch the basketball. They know the game. I'm telling you, they know. Whether you agree or disagree, they have a good perspective. But today, there is no disagreements. On the money. Fire. Cooking with hot grease. I got to get my man D from LA in here. And now I got to get my man Rock in here. Rock, I'm coming back to you as well. All the MVP donors in the building. 646-995-8389. Uh-oh, D from LA. Where we going? Mr. Triggered himself.
Don't hate me for this one. Y'all gonna hate me.
Whoa.
Y'all gonna hate
better
me.
not take. I'm giving you a warning. Before I start this clock, you better not take up for that guy, Stephen A. Smith. Let's go.
Okay. So, y'all gonna hate me for this, but Stephen A. Smith is right. Because Stephen A. Smith is not talking. Stephen A. Smith is talking the clicks. He does not care about sports.
Oh, okay, all right.
He doesn't care. If you really think about it, it's a win-win for Stephen A. Smith.
It's a big win.
For real though, when the Knicks win, the general public will believe the happiest man on earth is Stephen A. Smith. The Knicks fans are going straight trash, right?
Right, straight trash. Right.
If the Knicks lose, he gets to go on and make more headlines. He wins regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Come on. The dude, he knows what he's doing. And another thing to consider, Josh Hart is not only speaking from an actual player who knows what he's talking about. Josh Hart is also, in the future, prepping to be someone in the media. So he's already taken his stance. Just so y'all can look at that like, the roommates thing is not a random thing. So it's not just Josh Hart talking as a teammate. He's also looking at, I need to set my stamp right now as a future Kendrick Perkins. So that's also
so hold on really quickly, and I'm gonna pause you. So you don't think that Josh Hart, you don't believe him when he says he's done with basketball? Like when he retired, that's it. You ain't gonna hear from him. That's what Hart proclaimed.
No, I don't think basketball fans are gonna allow him to be done with basketball.
Oh, gotcha.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, as much as we cannot stand Draymond Green, basketball still likes his energy in the talking space. Because there's certain people, it's the same reason why Charles Barkley is where he is. Those who will speak it straight. You know what I'm saying? Those people are necessary. Josh Hart is one of those. And he played in New York in this era. He's going to get a role somewhere. Even if he doesn't want it, people are going to want to hear his voice. You know what I'm saying? 100%.
They're going to throw $20 million at him, right? They're going to throw a lot of money at him.
Let's talk.
That money will get you, boy. No, wait a minute. $5 million just to come in for 2 days?
Facts. They threw a bag at Udonis Haslem. God bless the dude. He's won championships, but he wasn't LeBron, Wade, or Boss. But they wanted to hear a straight shooter. So Josh Hart is going to get a role. But let's forget about Stephen A. for a second. Hey, Giannis, again, I know you're always listening to this show.
Oh, let's go, Giannis.
They've given you an ultimatum, buddy. They've given you an ultimatum. And all those Knicks fans and Milwaukee Bucks fans who kept opposing to you saying Giannis is leaving Milwaukee. The writing is as clear as it is right now. They're letting that boy
100%.
100%. You better sign that extension or you're getting traded. But as we've said multiple times, Milwaukee, you should have done that at the trade deadline.
Bingo!
It's too late now. It's too late. And Giannis' strategy is working because now they're looking like the villain. Because he's saying, I want to play. We know you don't really want to play for real. But that narrative is now getting spun, making them look bad, and I love it. Leon Rose, attack. It's time.
You know what? Really quick, like it's like Batman, that Batman movie with Bane, when Bane told the dude, "Do you really think you're in control, right? Do you feel like you're in control right now?"
Exactly.
Man, you cooking with hot greases.
We told you, Milwaukee, deadline is your time. You said, nah. All right, good luck. Good luck. We love it.
They think that when October 1st hit, that's when they go trade Giannis and get a good deal.
Yeah.
If you trade Giannis on October 1st, the package they're going to get, we're going to all laugh at it.
It's wraps. It's over.
And I'm going to say, I told you so.
Right. And the narrative is already shifting negatively towards Giannis, where it's like, yo, bro, the last 4 years have been completely irrelevant for such a great. That's not going to sit well. We can fix that, though, Giannis. I got you. I'm willing to, you know what? I'll do a straight up trade. I'm willing to do this. My client for Giannis. Buy Tyler Coley. Don't worry about how we going to pay. Don't worry how we going to pay Giannis. Just make the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, if it gets to that point, I'm going to let you get your last point out. But if it gets to that point where it's just Mikal, I'm going to be going crazy.
Have they given themselves that much of an out? Not really. They screwed it up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because again,
that's deep.
Before I go, Dame is still getting paid till 2030. There's other things going on. It's a bad look. But lastly, though, before I go, since the main topic is the Hornets, I want you to touch on the Hornets and if we should take the Sixers seriously. I still think we're coming out the East, but I think the competition is getting a lot better. We're going to have a really, really good playoffs. But I want you to kind of just, give your perspective, the Sixers as well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Thank you, D. I appreciate you, man.
Stay out.
All right. This is all OKF Nation right here. All right. If you think, listen, you need to get inside. First off, if you're a channel member, you need to be inside the Knicks Tape Matters Discord server. That's one. Two, you should join the channel so you can be inside the Discord, the Knicks Tape Matters Discord server. It gets lit up in there. Continue to smash that like button. Listen, the last 3 calls, all fire. But I ain't done. I got one more guy who I think will set the room on fire as well. Let's see what he has to say. The other callback champion on the channel. Hopefully he's available. Rock from the ATL. Where are we going? What's good?
What up? Okay, what's good, man?
Hey, man, there's a lot going on today. I had to throw Stephen A. Smith on the grill and light it up because he was just talking some damn nonsense, man. Where you want to go? We got a lot. Let's
You know
go.
what? You be right. You would be a good ghostwriter for Stephen A.
Oh my goodness. Could you imagine, Rod? All of a sudden, it would sound like he know basketball. Like, damn, Stephen A. really said that about the Knicks. Whew.
But
What's going on with gotten into them? Go ahead.
But I was thinking the only thing that would hamper that is you a little too high profile right now. He wouldn't want anyone to know where his information is coming from. But if he hit you with the NDA where you can sign that, then it all work out.
I'm signing that. Listen, dude, let me tell you something. The idea, bro, every single day I have a world-changing idea. No cap. And I get mad because most of the time I'm not in a position to do it.
Right.
I'm not in a, so I don't, listen, I could be his ghostwriter and still do my Knicks stuff and nobody would know. I'd just be in there. The only difference would be I probably won't say nothing bad about Stephen A. I'd be like, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, got a new media clown, Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, I gotta look into him.
Yeah, he said the Hawks can knock us out of the first round.
Oh,
but shout out man, shout out though to Michelle Beadle, man. She the other day, y'all don't know if you know this, but she mentioned, she said the whole Giannis thing, forget about it. He'll wind up in New York. And I said, you think so?
Right.
Yeah, he's coming to New York.
Right. So, and then also, was she the one that corrected him about the Dante stuff? Because he said someone corrected him or reminded him about Dante. I thought it was her too. I wasn't sure.
It probably was. She kind of smart. She's smarter than those dudes, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, because he just sounds stupid when he says, "Oh yeah, they could have used the picks for Mikal to get Giannis."
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, dog? That's not the way it worked. They were trying to get a big name that year, and I wouldn't be surprised if they called Milwaukee and they were like, "Hell no." So there was no opportunity. When was Milwaukee trading Giannis? When did Giannis ask to be traded? It never happened. It's the most ridiculous thing that he could possibly. It's ridiculous. Stop.
Right. Hey, just to throw back something, I said before. Remember, I was saying how New York is polarized, and then all the media people, they want to throw us under the bus because the everybody else is against us, and they're trying to create a buzz and unite everybody against us just to keep us in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember that.
I was thinking back, and what I can't remember which one of your callers said. I think it's a member. He was talking about the other day about the whole Ewing thing, how they stole Ewing, and they've been down on the Knicks ever since.
That was my man Lawrence. I think it was either Lawrence or Ty, one of them or both of them, because I think they both kind of mentioned that, but it was one of them two though for sure.
Of course, I remember that, but I didn't know that was a plot by the Knicks organization. I thought that was NBA sanctioned.
Yo, honestly, I hear so much funny stories about that. I don't know what's true or what's not true, but I'm gonna say this. This is why when people say crazy stuff, stuff that sound crazy, I don't always rule them out because I know this is a very corrupt. Sports are corrupt. The fix is in. People are cheating. Now, I'm not saying the NBA is rigged. I don't really believe that. I joke when I say NBA cheat codes, but there are people that are doing things to gain an unfair advantage all the time across the league. It's not just one team. It's not just one player. It's across the league. So I wouldn't be surprised. That's why I'm not going to be the one to say, oh, that's not true. All right. We don't really have no evidence to prove it, but it's all possible.
Right. I like to stay in the middle too, but what makes me lean towards it being a fact is over the years, we could never get the number one pick after that. And there's plenty of times we don't. Yo, come on, man. Look at that. All these years. And look,
you're talking about 41 years.
Right. And then, the Mavs give up Luka.
Luka, and magically.
And the fans turn against them, and magically they get the number one pick. Get the hell out of here, man.
Yo, it's the NBA soap opera, dog.
Yo, everywhere's crooked, man. Everywhere's crooked, bro. So that's what makes me lean towards that whole it's gotta be true. It's gotta be true. I just thought it was NBA sanctioned. I didn't know it was it was the Knicks organization thing going on. But that leans back to what you said the other day about and I don't know if you looked it up about how Dolan voted on the expansion.
No, I didn't get it yet. I'm gonna get that. Don't worry. By Monday, I'll have it.
Let me just dip our toes into this for a second. You know how you say Dolan is a rogue member of
100%.
Yeah. You know what? I think he was influenced by, and it adds more to the we hate New York. Steinbrenner. He was the villain of Major League Baseball.
Good point.
That's
a good point.
The Yankees was evil empire, and that permeated throughout the city. Now the Knicks is the evil empire. So we got rogue owners. Most things don't care about.
Right.
And not to mention when we go, people New Yorkers, they rule.
That's facts.
So
I appreciate you though, Rock, man. New York to the ATL, baby. Big time salute.
All right.
Hey, yo, y'all cooking today. I told you these four, man, if y'all ain't smashed that like button, man, you gotta smash the like button, man. You gotta smash. If you didn't smash the like button, man, you slacking. You are definitely slacking right now. Smash that like button as soon as you enter the show. We had 4 fire callers, and I let them cook. You hear me? I let them cook. OKF Nation plus MVP donors, man. It always makes for a good call-in show. All right? Now I'm about to get into this Hornets game. Salute to Angie. She, giving us the insight from Charlotte down there, how these guys are feeling. They're feeling really good. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't literally do this, but I metaphorically did this. I took my notes from Charlotte Knicks game 1 and 2. I took it and threw it in the trash. This Charlotte Hornets team is not the same team from early this season. When we played, I think it was game 1 or game 2, can't remember which game it was, when Constantinople had 6 points, I guarantee Constantinople doesn't get 6 points tonight. He might get 8. It ain't going to be 6. This is a different team that we're getting ready to see in Charlotte. If you hadn't watched the Charlotte Hornets and you have League Pass, I recommend you go watch the Charlotte Hornets. They play some pretty, I'm going to say it's definitely exciting basketball. Now, they do a lot of things I don't like, but they do a lot of good things on the floor. I got one thing that I'm concerned about. There's one thing, well, technically two. Technically two. I mean, there's a lot, but there's really one thing, but there's others. But the one thing that really concerns me, because you see, when I do all the scouting that I do, I notice a lot of trends and patterns that a lot of people don't know. They don't notice. I know sometimes I be in uncharted territory, because I just watch a lot. So I'm like, oh, snap, put that together. And then it's like I'm crafting a nice piece of art, because I come from a very unique perspective in the fact that I cover the Knicks, but I watch everybody else too. And I do it in a way where I just know exactly what's happening. And I'm able to, share it with you guys on the mic, because a lot of you guys are doing what y'all doing, and I get it and I understand. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard, for y'all to watch as much sports like that, because y'all on the move. But that's why I come in, and I'm here to tell you the lowdown as to why the Charlotte Hornets are the favorite to win this game. The Charlotte Hornets are a -1.5. Now, the last time, hold on. The last time the Knicks were an underdog, hold on, it's been a minute. Hold on, let me go back to see if I could give you that, because I didn't really look that up. The last time the Knicks were an underdog, because I don't think we were underdogs in the LA games. By the way, I'm looking inside the 82 Knights right now. Now, we were favored against Denver. Let's see. We were favored against the Lakers. I know we was a favorite against the Clippers. All right. It might have been OKC. All right, so the last time, hold on, Lakers, the Rockets were before OKC. Hold on, get my math right. Let me see the Spurs. Oh no, the Spurs. The Spurs were the last time. No, last time we saw the Spurs, was that even this month? What was that? That was the 26th? No, so no. Hold on. Let me. So Toronto, I think it was OKC. Yeah, it was OKC. Yeah, OKC. OKC was a -4.5. That's the last time we were an underdog. So the last time we were an underdog, we lost. Now, that's not the one thing that concerns me, but it's something that I know. I know that, usually we're favored to win. Even against Denver and mostly every other team we played in the last bunch of games, we were the favorite. Even the Cavs game, we were the favorite. So this is a little eye-opening to me that, Vegas has the Knicks as an underdog. In both LA games, we were the favorite. So now we go into Charlotte as the underdog. When's the last time the Knicks were an underdog going to Charlotte? That's a great trip. Hopefully they answer that tonight on MSG. When's the last time they were an underdog going to Charlotte? That has to be a long time ago. But I'm going to say this. Game 1 and Game 2, throw that in the trash. This is a way different team. By the way, before I continue to cook on this Hornet stuff, this is the championship series in my fantasy right now. Just know that I closed the gap on your boy HRM. Yeah, I closed the gap on him. He thought he was going to get a win. It's not over. But I guarantee you, in the next 3 days, I'm going to be up by like 200 points. But let me get back to the mission, all right? Let me get back to the mission. There's a lot. There's a lot here. Now, I think I said the record wrong. Since January 22nd, the Charlotte Hornets are 24-5. Yeah. They probably have the best record from that stretch of time. 24-5. This is a different Charlotte Hornet team. I'm telling you, if you're looking at this, hold on, if you go here, you go to Basketball Reference, and then you go, all right, let's look up the Charlotte Hornets. Let's look at what their rankings are. Right? If you go here and you do this, and you say, all right, we're going to go look at the team, and you be like, oh, okay. Man, their three-point percentage defense is trash. Teams are shooting threes on them. Yeah, they don't defend the three ball well. First, though, I'm gonna give myself some crow because I said that the Charlotte Hornets defense is weak as hell. Now, it does have some areas that is weak, but I said that before I watched them. I said that looking from afar. I didn't say that from looking in close. But their defensive rating has jumped a lot too. When I last saw them, I don't remember the exact rating, but it was bottom 15 for sure. They're almost, do you understand that the Charlotte Hornets are about to be a top 10 offense and top 10 defense? This probably never happened in Charlotte Hornet history. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm willing to bet if you go look back, they never was top 10 in offense and defense. This is a different Charlotte Hornet team. All right? I'm just letting y'all know that. Off the rip. Okay? Now, they still play at a slow pace. Oh, look at the pace. That tells you how fast the team plays. No, the pace does not tell you how fast the team plays. Okay? Because there's a lot more factors that go into playing fast. What pace tells us is that a team is getting more possessions or less possessions, a certain amount of possessions versus, and there's ways to extend possessions. There's a lot of different ways. One of the ways is to be a prolific offensive rebounding team, something that the Hornets are. Most of the top offensive rebounding teams play at a slower pace. Why is that? Because when you get offensive rebounds, it doesn't create a new possession. It extends the possession. So the more you extend possessions, the less new possessions you get, thus slowing down your pace. They might need to change it to possessions. Instead of pace, just call it possessions. The team with the least possessions, they get least possessions, the team, because that's what it measures. Because sometimes when people think pace, they think speed. And no, that's not what it measures. And so, yeah, looks could be deceiving. I'm telling y'all right now. By the way, salute to my man J-Tab if you're listening. I always call him out. About 30 games ago, let me show you something. Let me show you how I cook on the mic, right? Right? I do a show, it's called the Knicks in 10 Show. If you don't watch it, then you're missing out on the most important show on YouTube. I give you a breakdown of where the Knicks are every single 10 games. And I've been tracking this for 3 years now. All right? And so I have all the numbers there. I've been doing I started doing the show last season, but I did it this year before that too. So I've been doing this for 3 years now. All right? And I'm going to tell you this. I'm so good at this differential and tracking that I could tell you who's going to be real and who's not real. I told my man J-Tap when the Charlotte Hornets were down here in the bottom 5, I said, yo, the Charlotte Hornets, they could make it as high as the 8th seed. This is when they were like way below 500. The reason why I knew that is because look at their differential, plus 4.6. They have the 3rd best differential in basketball. They had the 4th best differential in the Eastern Conference. What that tells me is that they're the fourth most dominant team in the Eastern Conference. And that differential was there from before their ascension took place. Because he said, well, if differential matters so much, then why are they down below so low in the bottom 5? I said, because cream sometimes takes time to rise to the top. And now we're facing a team that has a really good record in the last 28 games, and these guys are balling. The last time we saw them, and this is one of my concerns, not the biggest concern, this is one of the concerns. The last time we saw the Charlotte Hornets, they had a differential of minus 4.8. That means they plussed damn near, they did. They plus 9. They're a plus 9 on differential from when we last saw them. They are the most improved team of the season. They were trash. When we last saw them, they were 4-14. Different team. That's why I took my notes from those games. I just threw it in the trash. I don't want to see nothing from it because if I look at those games, I'm going to have the false illusion that, yeah, we're just going to run through these guys. It don't work like that. All right? What the Hornets are doing is so unprecedented that for the 6th time in their organization's history, the Charlotte Hornets have a winning record on the road. For the 6th time in their franchise history. The Knicks, we did this like 3-4 years in a row. This is the 6th time they done this in their franchise history. This is a team that, and this is why the city is so excited for Charlotte, because they're a team that has been mediocre. But they're playing a whole lot better. I'm here to let you know that. And on the flip side, to give us a ping in the right direction, they are a better road team than they are a home team. They're just getting the 500 at home. They're just getting there. They're just getting the 500 period at 38 and 34, but they're just getting the 500 at home. All right? I'm going to really quickly take you through some of their recent 10 games. All right? So this is the last 10 games they played. So they beat the Kings, Grizzlies, Magic, Heat, all at home. They won 4 straight games at home. Now, granted, the Grizzlies and the Kings are trash. I watched these games, but I don't give a damn about those games. I paid close attention to the Heat and the Magic. Now, the Heat game might look crazy. Then they smacked the Heat. You got to understand something. And this is another thing that concerns me, but it's not the main concern. The Miami Heat demolished the Hornets the first 3 games. Okay? Well, the third game was close, but they demolished them. The Hornets took that personal. In this last game, they were on fire. I think 136 points is the franchise record. I'm not 100 on that. I could have sworn they said that 136 points was like a franchise record in points for Charlotte, which is crazy. I'm like, whoa, damn. That's it? It's 136 points? I'll stat check that. Either way, they were motivated in this Miami game at home. They took this game. This was like a playoff for them. Of course, they're all battling to, secure certain positioning. But I'm telling you, the way they came out against Miami, better watch these dudes, but they smacked the Heat. They smacked the Magic. So you can't just say, well, they smacked the Kings and the Grizzlies. They just came off smacking the Magic and the Heat. You're playing against a team that is a good team. Now, they did lose to the Spurs. I saw this game. It's a bad matchup. The Spurs are a bad matchup for the Hornets. You know why? And this is another concern of mine tonight. You can't double nobody on Charlotte. If you have to double team the Charlotte Hornets, you're going to lose. Off the rip. I'm just letting you know that off rip. The Spurs don't double nobody. They switch everything. Wemby is there. He's behind the scenes. He's going to get 3 blocks. One play, he blocked Diabate like 2 or 3 times on one play. I'm like, damn. So because they rotate great on defense, the Spurs are a top 5 defensive team. They play really good defense. They were able to stifle the Hornets. I didn't even get to the averages yet. I'm just trying to show you the games. But they did lose to 3 good teams, right? Even though they beat good teams, they did lose to 3 good teams, and they beat the Boston Celtics. Okay? You can't see it. It's right there. They beat the Celtics. I watched that game. Like I told you, I watched 8 Hornets games. I'm not exaggerating. I watched them. Now, in the Celtics game, Jason Tatum wasn't there. So if you want to use that as an excuse, oh, well, they beat Tatum without it. I don't like using that. I just say they beat the Hornets. They lost to the Heat. They lost to the Suns. I don't give a damn about who's there, who's not. I don't care. Sorry. It is what it is. Did you win? No, you lost. So I don't want to hear your excuse. Because nobody gives the Knicks passes, so I'm not giving nobody else a pass. But just to take a look at their rankings really quickly, I'm going to compare it to the last 10. All right? Let me tell you this. This team is different. The numbers you see on the screen are not bad. They're not bad. All right? But I'm here to tell you, in the last 10 games, they improved on every stat you see in this goddamn screen. Almost every stat. If not every stat, I'm going to say almost every stat. All right? So take that in and look at these stats. And when I tell you about these last 10 game stats, understand that you're dealing with an improved Hornets. Okay? So I'm going to start off with points. They average 116.4 on the season. In the last 10 games, they're a plus 1.9. They're up to damn near just under 119 points. Their three-pointers are up. Aren't they number 1 in 3 points made? Do you see that? They're number 1 in 3-pointers made at 16.3. They took it up another notch. In the last 10 games, they're a plus 2.4 from 3. They are on fire from 3. All they do is shoot threes. And what has been our struggle recently? I wonder what that is. Threes. Yes. Do you want me to tell you what teams have been shooting on us? Everybody is shooting over 36, 37% against us in the last 5 games and beyond. How about, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? I'm trying to keep my presentation simple because the way my mind works, I got so much stats and notes that I don't want to take you around the block and to the corner store and then meet the mama and the grandmama when the goal was just to get to the store, because I could do that. So I just want to show y'all, right, better than I could tell you on this one. Usually I would just tell you, but I just want to show you, okay? All right, continue to smash that like button, by the way. So, all right, let's just track it. So this is the opponent threes. We're going to look at what the opponent is shooting. All right? So 44%, 38%, 37%, 44%, 37%. Okay, then there's one good game here, only 26%, 50%, 46%. So I'm telling you that our defense has been trashed despite us winning. And we're going up against a team that increased their makes to 18.7. That's scary. They're also shooting plus 2% better at 40%. So not only are they shooting and making more threes, their percentage has gone up. That means they're shooting more threes and making more threes. That is dangerous. And no, that is not my number one concern. It's one of the concerns. I'm going to get there. Now, fortunately for us, we'll go back to the Charlotte Hornets don't draw no goddamn free throws, all right? Because they're third in free throw percentage, but they're not shooting more free throws because they shoot too many goddamn threes. Now, here's why they play at a slow pace. Y'all ready for it? Not only do they get a lot of offensive rebounds, let me do the drum roll. They are a team of creators. Now, I didn't look up the unassisted percentage, all of that. Nah, I like to keep my presentation simple. I'm going to tell you this. They are a team of creators. All 4 guys, Coke Broner's not a creator, but the rest of those guys, they do this. Hold on. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me come out of research mode. Come out of research mode. All right. This is what they do. They catch the ball. That's why they don't get assists. They move the ball. The ball moves. But when they get the ball, they doing this. That's what they doing. That's why they don't get more assists. But they move the ball. So yes, to my people who say you could pass the ball and not get assists, that's true. But if you're doing the dribbling, that means you're making basketball harder. If I get the ball and I just shoot the ball, then that means basketball is easier. That's why I value assists. I like when teams are getting assists because that means that you're not doing this all the time. Oh. That's why they don't get assists. That's why they play at a slow pace because, guy catches the ball, he wants to create his own shot. They need to just jack him up fast. So then they don't really jack him up fast. Like, they're jacking him, but it's like, all right, I get the ball. Let me take a sidestep dribble. Then the Melo got to do his, and then all of that. That's what it is. That's why that's another reason why they play at a slow pace. They got too many creators. Bridges creates his own shot. Knipple creates his own shot. Miller could create his own shot. LaMelo Ball creates his own shot. But he's like a half point guard where he just wants to pass all the time sometimes. And then he gets caught in the air doing stuff like that and getting turnovers. All right. Even though he's doing a better job with turnovers, I must say as well. He's only averaging 2.8 turnovers. Let me see what he's in the last 10 games. But yeah, LaMelo overall turnovers aren't bad. So just to also put that respect on his name. Because sometimes for me, I think I kind of judge. I don't know why I don't take LaMelo. I don't know why. It's a bias there. I'm trying to remove it. I just don't take him seriously. I don't know why that is. By the way, in the last 10 games, his turnovers are down to 2.3. Okay? So he's playing under more control, for the record. Okay? Now, y'all ready for my number one concern? I'm going to tell you what my number one concern is, y'all. And I guarantee you, you're not going to see this from nowhere else. You can only get this from right here. This is the first time since we played, I think it was San Antonio. I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was San Antonio, not even the great OKC. This is the first time we played a team that had a greater net rating in the last 10 games in a long time. I think it was the Cavs. It was one of those teams, or San Antonio, one of those teams. And that concerns me. Because when you talk about the offensive rating and the defensive rating for the Hornets, you see it on the screen right here, right? Try adding a +3 or plus 2.5 on the offensive rating, and then minus the defensive rating, which is already a top 12 defense, minus it by 4.8. They have a better defensive rating than us in the last 10 games. They're defending at a high level. You can have your opinion of Charlotte. That's cute. I'm giving you the facts and the eye test. I seen it with my own eyes. They shut the Miami Heat down. Miami is the #1 scoring team in basketball at 120 points a night. They shut them down. They came out there. They were focused. So, yeah, I know they lost to San Antonio. I know they lost to Phoenix. And I know Miami beat them as well. But they bounced back. They beat Miami. They beat Boston. They got some good wins under their belt. They beat Orlando. So they're not just doing it against bum teams. I showed you the 4 blowouts in a row. And they got the second best net rating in the last 10 games at 12.4 versus our 11.2. This is the first time we've seen an opponent have a better net rating than us. And I think it was Cleveland the last time, and we lost that game. I'm not sure if it was San Antonio. Not 100 on that. I got to stat check that. These are one of the connections that I make because I do scouting reports for every team, so I could tell you exactly where they are every time we play them. That's what I do on this channel. If you didn't smash the like button, continue to smash that like button. Cook it with hot grease. So I know Vegas, they got all the people that went to school for research and stats, and so they got all of these metrics, and that's why we're the underdog. I'm just letting you know. It is a concern. And us being the underdog is a concern too. Because we hadn't been an underdog since OKC. And when we faced OKC, we had the better net rating than OKC, believe it or not, at the time in the last 10 games. They got a team that, you know, is very solid. Now, here is some more improved defensive numbers if you don't believe me. All right, hold on. Make sure I'm going in order. I could jump all over the place. All right, bet. So I just want to share some numbers with you. The Knicks, we always been top 5 in opponent points in the paint. You know, we definitely hold it down. The Charlotte Hornets, I feel like their interior defense is their weakness still. Like, I feel like there is a weakness there on the screen. Let's see. Hold up. On the screen. Yeah, they're like middle of the pack in terms of opponent 2-point shots. You see that? You know, the 17th in attempts. Okay, they're 12th. They are top 10 in 2-point percentage. So they're good. They're all right. But in the last 10 games, they were giving up on the season 49, just under 50 paint points. They're only giving up 45.6. They're also a minus 2.3 on opponent fast break points. They're only giving up 13 fast break points. That's better than the Knicks. And we know the Knicks are elite at in opponent fast break points. Yeah, in the last 10 games, they averaged less opponent fast break points than the Knicks. Opponent second chance points, they're almost a -1 at 12.9. That means that they're doing a better job on the glass. I didn't even get to the glass yet. In terms of points off turnovers, they're plus 2.4. Every defensive stat from this team is up. Every defensive stat from this team is up. The only thing that's down from them offensively that stands out is they're only getting 42 points in the paint. So the emphasis tonight is the 3-ball. And listen, Jalen Brunson is going to have to bring his A game. More than likely, he's going to have to be matched up with Ball. Here is a problem. I gave you what my greatest concern is, but here's a problem. Jalen Brunson, who does he match up with? Because everybody in the Hornets roster, probably besides Ball, can set screens. They do guard-to-guard screen action all the time. And on the flip side, I think we need to do some of that to them too, because LaMelo Ball is food on defense. That is the weak link. If this was the final boss, put LaMelo Ball in actions. Pick and roll, pick and pop, draw the switch on Brunson. That's what they need to do tonight. And another key thing about the opponent's defense with the Hornets, and then I'm going to tell you why I think the Knicks could still win the game. The Charlotte Hornets in the last 10 games are only giving up 34% from 3. Did you hear me? That's it. Their opponents, remember, they played Miami twice. They played San Antonio. They played Boston. They played, who else they played in this stretch? Phoenix. They played against some teams that lights it up. The opponent is only shooting a collective of 34% from 3. You want to know what the Knicks is? What's the Knicks doing at the 3-point line? Remember, we got a team that's shooting 40% on 18 attempts that we're getting ready to see tonight. We're giving up 37.5% from 3. This is the number 1 3-point shooting team in basketball right now, is the Charlotte Hornets. The number 1 3-point shooting team. Oh, by the way, LaMelo Ball, last 10 games, is a +3 at what? No, a plus at a 2 point. Let's say 2.5. He's a +2.5 at 22 points a game. Knipple is right where his average is. He's just under 19. Okay. Brandon Miller is right where his, no, Brandon Miller is down. Because technically, Brandon Miller is the number 1 scorer on the team. I'm not sure how many of you guys knew that. I'm not sure. I tell you who's going to be up out of there next year. I think they're going to get rid of Miles Bridges. I think he just doesn't fit in. But he also averages 17 points per game. But the 2 guys you need to worry about off the bench is Kobe White and Colin Sexton. They're coming in the game to get buckets. How tall is Colin Sexton? Because he's the shortest dude. He's 6'3". Okay. So their shortest dude is 6'3". Everybody else is taller than 6'5". It's a big team. They all got size. And this guy, Diabate, he's a smaller center. So I expect, here's some of the pros for the Knicks. Because the Hornets are not the greatest paint defense. They're all right. They're doing better. But I think that Towns, Mitchell Robinson, I think we need to assert our dominance on the glass because the Charlotte Hornets, they are a top rebounding team. Okay? As you can see on the screen, they're top 10 in all rebounding stats. Last 10 games, the Knicks are the best rebounding team in basketball. So that's a plus for us right there, if we have one. We also averaging over 50 points in the paint. So we could take over the paint. They're not trying to They're not trying to really deal with the paint like that, but they do rebound. Okay, they do rebound, but we're a +3 on them in the last 10 games. So all we got to do is crash the glass. I think that's where our advantage still lies. Colt Broner is all right, but he's no Karl Anthony Towns. He's slow and doofy. This is Towns' time to shine tonight. Towns is going to be the most important player in this game. He has to get busy, and I think he will because he usually does against the Charlotte Hornets. And Mitchell Robinson, this is also his time to shine on the glass because you got Diabate and Colt Broner in this team in the last 10 games. Their defensive rebounding percentage is a 71%. Rebounding percentage, 53%. We're at 56%, so they're -3. They're right there with us. They're right there with us. So we have to take advantage of the glass, okay? Even though they're red hot from 3 overall, we have a better true shooting percentage at 61%. So the good thing about it is, okay, you may light us up, but we could light you up too. This Knick team is very resilient, all right? Oh, big time salute to the Supers. Hold on. My bad. Hold on. What am I doing? Let me slow down. I got to acknowledge the MVP donors. So there's more. I got so much notes here. I could do a show just talking about this for 2 hours by myself. Like, seriously. I got so much stats and stuff here. I'll leave it there. But I think Towns is the key. Even though we're not defending the 3-ball well, we are shooting the ball pretty good ourselves overall. And I just think that our experience and the abilities that we have to match them offensively, I think that this could be a shootout. I expect a shootout tonight. I don't think there's going to be no defense. But on the flip side, I could see both defenses stepping up to the plate. But I do think that they're a little weak on the inside. All right. Continue to smash that like button, though. All right. And I'm gonna take a couple of more calls as well. Big time salute to my man AP. He said refs no bailout money from the OKC yesterday. Ooh. I'm gonna say this, y'all. I don't think the league is rigged. I don't think the league is rigged. I joke around a lot because if the league is rigged, they're doing a bad job of rigging it. Because if I was rigging the league, it would be the Knicks, the Lakers, the Warriors. They would be the 4 best teams or the 3 best teams. They would have all the stars. I don't think they're rigging the NBA. But that doesn't mean that you don't have people doing corruption, okay? But I don't really believe that. But you said no bailout money. I guess. I got to rewatch that game, AP. Big time salute to you, by the way, MVP donor. Because I don't know how they came back. That part I missed. I seen when OKC had the lead, but then I got so busy, I didn't see that other part. Big time salute to my man Khalil. Super MVP donor. He said, "What is the Hornets' Achilles heel?" I'm gonna tell you what the Achilles heel is. If you can defend them listen, Khalil. If you could defend them one-on-one and switch everything, they won't get open threes. Their goal is to get open threes. LaMelo Ball, I'm not sure how many assists he averages. I don't remember because I never really cared to look at it. So LaMelo averages 7.1 assists. All right. The reason why he doesn't average more is because, like I told you, these guys, they get the ball, they doing this. They not looking to, okay. They're not doing that. They're doing this. So if you can take that away from them and don't give them easy shots, and you have to defend pick and roll, that's another thing. Because if you don't double, they're going to put you in the pick and roll. All right. And now a lot of teams and people, the pick and roll is the hardest play to guard in basketball because most of the time you got to switch. Most of the time you got to switch. You don't want to switch. You be like, don't switch. Just drop. Okay. You know, just show and go. Okay. All right. You get burnt like that. Most of the time you got to switch because the dude that's coming off that screen, they shoot the 3. So that's the thing. If you could defend the pick and roll, and if you don't double, you can easily beat the Hornets. They're easily beatable. Trust me. Because now they go into one-on-one mode. They are an isolation team that passes the ball, if that makes sense. And usually they pass the ball when they can't get a shot up themselves. That's when they be like, that's when they start doing stuff like that. Then LaMelo get the ball, then he want to do some superhero, all of that. He does a little bit of that. He calmed it down. I don't want to stereotype my brother, but yeah. Big time salute to my man, Mr. Knicks 101. Players to watch for this game? Shoot. All of them. All of them. And I mean, all right. Josh Green, he's a hustle dude. But most of the guys you know, like, I'm trying to think about some young bulls you don't know. They don't really got young players you don't know. Let me see. McNeely, but he don't really put in. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna cap for people who don't put in work. They don't have no one you don't know. I mean, unless you don't know their team, but Sion James from Duke, he's gonna come in. He's straight hustle, man. Maybe I shouldn't assume you know these guys. Maybe, oh, my bad. I shouldn't assume that you know these guys. But Sion James is like a little tank. All right? He's somebody, he's a bullet. He's a hustle dude, athletic, shoot threes. He can cause some problems for us. But besides him, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all know TJ Salon. He's a big guy. He's all right. You know, he's all right. You know, I'm not saying he's nice like that. There's no one really that y'all don't know. Unless y'all don't know who Sion James is. Y'all don't know who these guys are. But they got Colin Sexton, Grant Williams. They got guys you know, right? If you don't know who Ryan Kalkbrenner is, he's the center for that team. You know, he's the big guy. He gets rebounds and things of that nature. But he doesn't play a lot of minutes. He's kind of like a Mitchell Robinson who starts. No, well, he don't start no more. That part. I forgot. Diabate is the starting center now. So if you don't know who Diabate is, he's the dude that was fighting Durant, and Durant was backing up like this. Durant was like, oh. So they don't really got, I mean, all their players are guys to watch out for because they're all young. But I don't know if you know who these guys are. Josh Green hustles. Sion James does what he does, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest of these guys, like PJ Hall, I don't know who the hell that is. I don't remember him playing in none of the games I watched. He might have played in some garbage time, but he just never stood out to me. They do got my cousin's cousin Tillman on the team as well. But those are some guys to watch out for. All right. And as far as my man Ty, he wants to get back on the line. I got you, Ty. If you did call and you do want to call back, let me show you some. Bam, we got the call up show rules. Everybody gets their first 3 minutes, but if you want to call back, you can just send in a donation via Cash App, Super, or Linktree, and we'll get you on the line. Just to let y'all know. All right. And continue to smash that like button, please. All right. We got to get the likes as close to 100 as possible. Very important for the algorithm as I get my man Ty back in the building. And if I miss your call, I am calling back. Let me just see something. Ty. My man Ty on the line. Sean, I don't think Sean ever called back. It's not Sean. What's his name? Marlon. Yeah, I don't think Marlon called back. Marlon, call back if you're listening, because we never got you on the line. Hey, what's good?
Yo, I wanted to comment, fam. I wanted to comment on something. I was sitting up here laughing. I love your show. I was sitting up here laughing because I don't think we really paying attention to, like, and I say that honestly, like, the Knicks play, how many quarters in the game? It's 4, right?
Yeah.
So the Knicks play 3 quarters. Okay. That's why our starts are so important. The Knicks teams gotta prepare to play for 4 quarters. That's the mental part of it for them. The Hornets, they're gonna play us tough for probably 2.5 quarters. Their hopes their hopes are to be in the game come the fourth quarter, which forces us to now play the fourth quarter. That's why we're one of the number one teams when it comes to leading after the third quarter.
Right.
Because the Knicks, we are put together to dominate for the first three quarters and then cruise in the fourth quarter. That's how we're constructed. Teams are coming in playing us. See, the thing about the Charlotte Hornets, they've been in playoff mode before the All-Star break. They've been in playoff mode. They're still in playoff mode. That's why they're playing everybody tough. So if we lose the first quarter to the Charlotte Hornets, we got to play all four quarters. If we dominate the first quarter and say we have a subpar second, as long as we take the lead going into the second half and we lead in the third, we're gonna win the game handily. I honestly think though, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I truly think that the Knicks are gonna press Charlotte. Charlotte's probably gonna be done by the end of the third quarter, man. I just think that they because see during this time, every team has to be in some sort of playoff mode. And if we're saying the Knicks are who the Knicks are, teams ain't really prepared to play the Knicks in the playoffs. They're not. They want to. They want to get, they want to get there. They want to do that, but you're looking at a Goliath. Every position the Knicks have, you can say what you want about Mikal. Mikal's a dog. He's a beast. OG's a beast. If our players are on their game, even our bench players, I'm talking about Clarkson. Listen, everybody talking about rushing Deuce to come back. This is the smartest thing Mike Brown and the coaching staff done was let Deuce rest, because this is what the teams have forgotten about with Deuce. Because when Deuce was in the games in the first part of the season, we won that chip, and he was one of the best three-point shooters. He was at the top defensively. The teams have not prepared for that. So let Tatum come back. Let everybody come back. But when we implement Deuce in that playoffs, it's going to be a problem. This is chess, not checkers. So anyway, I'm going to get off here for my little rant. But I just wanted to...
Really quick before you go, I want to flip one thing you said about the three quarters, because you're right. But I would say we played the last three quarters because we trailed in the first quarter more than any other quarter.
And that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we trailed.
Right. If the Knicks can win the first quarter, right?
Right.
And if we can win it, then we can go ahead and cruise in the fourth. But we have been losing the first quarter. So that's why you see teams playing us, and then some teams are beating us because they're able to push us to four quarters. You get what I'm saying? So
no, I get it. Yeah, I just wanted to add that amendment for the people that was listening.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. You're right. But it's just the way we constructed. We're constructed to dominate, assert our dominance for the first 2.5, 3 quarters, and we cruise for that fourth. But teams are now saying, okay, let's jump on the ass in the first quarter and force them to play the 4 quarters where we have a chance to win. That's how teams are playing the Knicks. I'm gonna get out of here, bro. Yeah.
Thank you, Ty.
All right, family. All right.
All right. I appreciate it. That's my man Ty on the call back. I forgot to play this, but usually I play that but I didn't think he was triggered, so that's why I didn't play. But yeah, if you are triggered, you could always call back. I do appreciate you guys for rocking with the show. This is the Blue and Orange Brunch. If you didn't smash that like button, continue to smash it, right? Just make sure I'm good on the supers. Okay. I do appreciate all the support. My man Sadu Barry in the building. Yeah, JB is clutch, man. That's why when we get that lead going into the fourth, it's a super wrap. Super duper wrap. Because Jalen Brunson will close out the game. But if you didn't smash that like button, let's continue to smash that like button. 100,000% sure. I'm definitely, if you missed the rant, hey, you could go rewind it. I'm going to drop the clip right before the game. I think I'm going to drop the clip of me letting Stephen A. Smith have it. He was wilding today. Josh Hart told him to shut the hell up. We was cooking with hot grease. I gave you all my concerns with the Charlotte game. It doesn't mean that the Knicks can't win the game. I just wanted to give a lot of fans a reality check that the Hornets are better than you think they are. However low you think they are, they're better than that. And this is going to be a game tonight, and I want my credit when we win. Now, I'm not sure if I want to guarantee the win, because I think that this is a 50-50 game. The Charlotte Hornets, they got 4 straight blowouts at home. We aren't the greatest on the road against above 500 teams. I could tell you the record if you want me to tell you to you. All right? And I listen, on the road, that is our weakest position, is on the road against good teams. On the road against 500 and above teams, we are 7-15. Okay? All right. Now, for the record, because you'll see different numbers. I have a certain way I track my numbers. I don't change the record after a loss. So if we lose to Chicago when they're a 500 team, I don't take that away when they go below 500 for the record. So that's why if you see my number, it's slightly different from theirs. It's cool, but my record is based on where you were at the time. I don't give a damn if you got better. Same thing with Charlotte. If we win or lose, they will go down as a team that's above 500 because that's what they were when we played them. So yes, we're 7-15 in games like this. So we shouldn't probably be the favorite. But that doesn't mean we can't win the game, y'all. All right? Listen, I'll be back tonight, more than likely with a smoke, where there's smoke, there's fire. All right, so be on the lookout for that. And until next time, as always, Knicks Nation, let's go Knicks.